Good night. Okay. Crazy. Crazy day. Boom, boom, boom. All right. I think we're good. All right. Let's get this. This. No. Cameras. Desk cam. Nice. We did it. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Cool. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, awesome. Cool. I really like the that short that I made today. I thought that was a really good one. Dude, that was crazy. That clip that hey Scientism, how's it going? Nice to see you. That was crazy. Like RFK saying that vaccines are safe and effective. I couldn't believe that. It's like, what? I couldn't believe that. I had to make a video on it. I was like, this is very rare. This is very rare. It's a very weird thing. So, you think so, Scientism? I think that there's that. There's also like them. He said it multiple times before, like that the measles vaccine is safe and effective. And I think like it's him basically saying that, like, I'm not, because he said this before, I'm not anti-vaccine, I'm pro-good vaccines. And I think that is like his carve out so that he can like say, oh, see, I am pro-vaccine, guys, and the measles vaccine is good, but he doesn't like do anything to like, you know, push that. So that's the problem, is that he's like willfully obfuscating the data on that. It's definitely real, yeah. Like it is manipulated because of our jobs and water circulation? What? No, it's definitely no. I mean, we've impacted the environment before, like all that stuff. So yeah, Scientism. We're waiting on the panel right now, so we're just gonna do that real quick. Sorry. I know, and it's not even just the people that we've lost specifically from measles. It's like it's the measles cases, and like because of the immune amnesia that happens. Like there could be more people that lose their life, from other things like the flu that like wouldn't normally be like losing their lives, could because of this. So it's particularly very bad. So 4 states have legislation is declaring COVID clot shot by. Yeah, Jason, it's crazy. Because they are absolutely captured by Maha and their awful politicians. So I mean, we're trying to stop that. We helped stop the one in Michigan, and we're doing it everywhere. So we've done over 1,300 political actions with this community and doing calls and emails in order to try to stop that. So. Yeah, dude. So you walked into a live that is, we're not just like passive, we're actually in the arena and we are making it happen, dude. So there you go. Yeah, exactly. Nobody understands the I mean, that's the whole reason why you're, why pneumonia takes you out afterwards, right? Because you're unable to clear infections. It's really wild. Thank you, Ducray. Dude, I love using the TV for like that green screen thing. I thought it was such a cool thing because it just like it brings like everything together, I love it. We're just waiting on Prime and Corey. But man, that Jason's comment thing, like this is why it's so important to fight back against that, because people like him that are misinformed literally think that because those things are real, he thinks that because that legislation has been introduced that it must be true. How dangerous is that? That's why this stuff is like really important. Hey, Emby. That's why we have to fight this stuff. It's just wild to me, man. It's just so crazy to me that people are like that. Ooh, you know what, dude? What? Really, Heidi? Wow. Wow, Heidi. That's a really, thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Wow, that's really nice of you to come back here and check in. Good work. That's all you. I thank you for saying that, but that's all you. You're incredible. You're just, good job, man. Good job. Thank you for coming in and talking about us, talking and helping us, keeping us abreast of what's going on. Way to go. And the catalyst. Thanks, Alza. Thank you. Yeah, we've helped stop. I mean, there was 423 original ones that were coming through, and now there's like 250. So I think that a lot of them have failed, and so we kind of like added to that pressure, So I think that that's cool. Wow, Heidi. PSA, no. Scientisms 11.4. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. Okay. Man, I'm so it's really good news from Heidi, really bad news from scientists. Thank you guys. Thank you all for keep hanging out with us, and we celebrate wins here. We gotta. So I love when people come in and like hang out with us and we celebrate wins together. You know what I mean? So Heidi, I'm so happy for you guys. What does this lab thing look like to you? Does that look cool? Hi, Hazel. Heidi, Heidi, please hang out with us and keep hanging, like keep letting us know, you know. Oh, thank you, Heidi. Okay, good. Scientisms. So good. Okay, yeah, get it diagnosed, get it hung. See, yeah. It is AI. No, that's my lab. That's my lab. Oh, here we go. We're sorry. Nice. Oh, Corey, what's up, dude?
Not too much. How are you?
Good, man. Let's see how this is going. I wish my lab looked like that. Honestly, though, my lab is way cleaner than that. My lab space is very neat and tidy. Not so much like my office space, but my lab space is. What about you, Corey? What's your lab space looking like?
Well, I don't currently have a lab space, but when I did have one, I thought it was pretty well kept.
Yeah. You have to. I mean, because you have to be cleaning it. You have to be like wiping it down, and you have to be disinfecting it because you don't want to like, you know what I mean? You got to like do the ethanol spray down.
I also had things, I had things optimally placed for me.
Yeah.
And once I'm in the zone, I can more or less pipette sort of blindly and, do my things very, very efficiently.
Corey, this is a big deal for me. Okay. Yeah, there's only one correct answer, and you have to get it right, or we might not be friends in the future. Okay.
That's fair.
Pipetting. Blank tip box. Okay. You open that thing, you crack it. All right. Brand new. What are you doing? What's your...
I close my eyes and stab.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Are you serious? No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Okay, thank God. Oh my gosh, that would have been a deal breaker. I would have broken up with you for sure. There's no way.
No, I go from top left across a row. And then across a row.
You got to at least match the wells. You know what I mean? Like that's otherwise. Just
I didn't do a lot of ELISA plates. So I didn't. It was not. Let's say I definitely had to keep track of a lot of microfuge tubes. But in terms of wells, but yeah, I definitely used my pipette tip box to keep track of my tubes, just as I would if on the occasional times that I did an ELISA plate and all that stuff.
Yeah, it is crazy to see the people that even when they don't have like wells to well tracking, that they just go random haphazardly into just random wells constantly, and they just pop in, pop out, like whatever it is, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What's up, Prime?
What's up?
We're talking about science stuff, whether or not you go randomly or orderly through a brand new, like a pipette box. Pipette tip box is where that's where you're getting your goods. You know what I mean? So it's like, how organized are you?
I was also very particular. Well, so I was in my former lab, I was a little bit of high maintenance because I requested a specific set of micropipettes, specifically Eppendorf reference pet.
Those are the ones. Oh, Research Pros. I mean, of course, dude.
No. These are ones that there's two stops, as in usually for your standard micropipette, there's obviously your eject the liquid, but then there's the actual physical eject button for the tip. For these Eppendorfs, it's all in one button, as in all ones, as in
oh wow,
first, second stop, third stop. Third stop is ejection of the tip.
Whoa, all in one. That's crazy. Interesting. Wow. Interesting. I've never had a pipette like that before. It's interesting.
Yeah, no. And I specifically requested. I was even, so my supervisor, to his credit, I was even willing to pay for them with my own money. I said no.
Dude, I had something like that. It was, I forget what it was, but it was like, I have to get this for like getting this. Oh yeah. It it was something for like over the break or something. I had to like get something and he was fighting me for it. And I was just like, I need this kit. I'm just going to pay for it with my own money and then we'll figure it out later. And sure enough, like he was like, okay, fine. I was like, oh my gosh, dude. So weird.
But what I did pay for with my, not that it was a huge investment, but I did buy a specific lab label maker, as in these labels will survive -80. These
nice.
will survive autoclaving.
Yeah, dude, those are nice. Like a good label.
Yeah, and also there's nothing that I hate more than a poorly labeled micro, especially labeled by someone else. And I don't know, like their labeling convention, or it's like the Sharpie is like faded off. Like these, yeah.
They don't have standard labeling procedures in labs. Like
what you put on tubes, man. No, some people it's like I either purposefully make it like bad so I don't save those, so that it forces me to go into like a really nice a nice tube, you know, with labels. So I'll label things like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it'll all be referential. And then like, but my final tube that I'm going into will have all my notebook references and my date references and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, that like, this is just like really particular to me. Like all my labels, like no matter what, there's like, obviously if there's a date, there's like a small description of like what's inside. Like,
oh my gosh. Yeah. I just use my notebook reference. So I just do like my notebook reference and then like what the sample is, like, you know, and then everything has a label. And then there's just, so then you're at least, you're having to go to your notebook to see like what every tube is. And there it is. Yeah. But,
yeah, no. I just did that in the hopes, I don't actually know for sure, but in the hopes that if someone in the future like uses my samples, okay, and I'm not there, they can just like, look at it and it's pretty clear what it is. And also what the buffer conditions are typically. When
oh my gosh, dude. That's not really, that's a lot, dude. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you have notes like for your sample? Like you're saying that these are things that could be used by someone else in the future. So shouldn't it be well documented so one knows like what the hell is in this?
It should be. I agree. They should be. It should. Well, okay. Yeah. One of the reasons why I implemented this is because, like, I was like a continuation of a previous grad student's, project, and it's like, yeah, and my supervisor was like, well, they already have the samples, and like they also have the lab notebook, and I'm like, well, all of this is like useless to me. Also, well, first of all, and their lab notebook was useless to me because I couldn't read I mean, that was a me issue, but I could not read their writing. Their writing is awful. Okay. And I was the only one, I was the first one in my lab to transition to electronic notebook. Okay. Because it's like, I didn't want any future grad student to have the experience that I did of like trying to decipher whatever crap is in their lab notebook. Okay. Or even just deciphering what's in their tubes. It's like, no, my electronic lab notebook. Well, one, you can search it now, and like you don't have to, you know, unless something has changed with the characters that we use for typing, it should be clear and in plain English. I don't have to like decipher cursive or or random writing patterns. I can go on and on.
It's the little things, man. It's the little things of being like like in a scientist in a lab, and some people have like no lab sense, and they just like go in and they'll just be very very weird. But anyway, so but instead of talking about lab rat stuff, I guess we'll talk about the stuff that everyone else understands. Thank you guys for coming. This is the Anti-Maha Pro Science panel that we do every week, trying to talk about what the world and science and Maha, what's going on, and try to talk to people that know what's happening. So first up, we have a new nomination for CDC director, which is pretty wild. This might be like legitimately probably the most qualified person in the entire Trump administration. I think that's actually not an exaggeration, like genuinely, because she has her MD, she has a master's in public health, and a JD. which is remarkable. She's also served in the U.S. Coast Guard. She's it's just chief medical officer from 2015 to 2019. She's the deputy surgeon general from 2019 to 2021. It's just she's mega accomplished. Like, this is so different than anything I've ever seen. I'm actually kind of shocked.
Yeah, I was also mildly shocked as well in terms of how qualified this person is, and pretty much like what I would expect and sort of hope for so far in the person running the CDC, of an actual qualified individual.
Yeah.
That has years of experience, and that seems like, let's say, will stand up for science and integrity.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I would hope, like, when I first saw this, I was like, oh man, is this like a rego of the first CDC director where they like purposefully like nominated someone and then she fought back against like basically having everything go through the White House and not being able to trust anything. And I hope that she's not going to be kind of like a punching bag.
Or like a sacrificial lamb to the
exactly,
slaughter, right?
Exactly, and try to kind of like sully her career or something like that. I don't know. I'm so trepidatious on this one, but I hope that I'm wrong.
Well, so because I think the CDC has been without a an official director for quite a while. Like, I would hope the plan is not just to cycle through CDC directors for the next 3 years or so.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would not, at this point, I would not put anything beyond them. But then also, let's just say, if they are a lamb to the slaughter, like then why would anybody ever want to agree in this administration to become CDC director? Then, right?
Yeah. What do you think, Prime?
Check your DMs.
Roger.
Yeah. So yeah, I did notice this is a remarkable change compared to like at least every notable nominee they've had for an important position, right? Like, this is interesting choice by the Trump administration. I've heard a little bit of analysis about this, and some people think, like, this is like an attempt to heal the wounds between the Trump administration and the base, because there are a lot of wounds right now. Like, the base is disintegrating. And the Iran war has a lot to do with that. But beyond that, like, the Maha movement feels like quite. The Maha movement. Sorry, there's two different things. Maha movement is fractured, but this doesn't heal that. Instead, this is for the rest of the public, because the public has lost confidence. So that's the thinking. That might be the thinking, but no one really knows. And it would be interesting to see like what this person approves. Like, if they get actually cleared, and they should. I don't see why they shouldn't. The Senate was happy to approve candidates who had no business being in office. So like, I don't see why they wouldn't approve this one.
Yeah, I would say this is 100% approval. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, we need to see how she operates. Like, it could be the case that they just wanted her there to be to stamp, right? A stamp of approval on their nonsense. If they're going to continue operating the way they've always been operating, then maybe they just want that stamp of approval. But like, I feel like then you get very little benefit from this, right? Like, in the end, I'm not sure how useful that would be to you. So it would seem to me that like the reason is that like they're making a specific change, a shift, in policy, and like for the general, for like regular people who aren't, vaccine culture warriors. And this is what, and like, the medical establishment has abandoned them, like everyone's like trying to work around the CDC, not through the CDC. And, I'm saying a lot, but there's the outbreaks that are happening, and maybe they actually want like competence in handling it. I don't know what the backlash from that has looked like. Like we've talked about it, but I don't know, like, have people like been calling their congressmen and stuff? Like, has been significant pressure? There might have been. I don't know. So that might be a response to this either. It's really tough from the outside. Like I'm like tossing a lot at the wall here. From the outside, it's really tough to understand like what the thinking is, considering everything else they're doing and everything else they continue to do within this administration. So yeah, it's pretty shocking.
Yeah,
I think those are all good points. And I think the point about if every we've seen other institutions like the American Academy of Pediatrics and the American Medical Association sort of like work around the CDC. Oh, like, okay, if the CDC are not going to give appropriate vaccine guidelines, well then hopefully we see the American Academy of Pediatrics will actually provide that guidance. And so it's like, well, if they see that and they see that, well, actually clearly these medical establishments, medical institutions are not trusting us, then maybe we should actually go with credentialed scientists and medical experts.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they have the staff scientists still. Like, if they wanted to know what was actually the current state of affairs, like they still have all those people. Like, they could also get reports and not listen to them, which is probably what they would do. And like everything is kind of running through Trump and RFK anyway. So, I think it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's a good change. I guess it's a good change. Let's just see how it goes. And hopefully she's strong enough to be like a whistleblower, like the first CDC director was, if that happens again. And
yeah, but like sort of was alluded to, like, will this actually lead to any sort of a significant, meaningful change? I hope so, but let's just say I would not be surprised if like she's more or less there as like a figurehead that optically looks good, but is sort of handcuffed to be able to do anything.
Yeah,
and maybe they don't have any plans for the CDC between now and the election, right?
True.
It's like we're not going to make any big moves, right? Like this is just to say like the Trump administration is getting serious about disease control. And serious about health or something. But then the craziness, the next round of craziness comes, in January of 2027. And that's another play. Yeah. Like it's really, it's odd. Like the more you think about it, like, and I haven't looked too deeply into the reporting. Maybe there is something that's been said about this that would make this all fall into place. But like right now, man, I don't know. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. Beyond like, again, trying to guess at their intentions. Like it's not on the surface. But I mean, on the other side of this, so let's look at the other side, specifically RFK. One, we don't know if he had any input in this, right? This could have been a decision made over his head. Which is a possibility, right? Trump does that. And like, yeah, like RFK, like if anyone you wanted to undermine, right? Like, yeah, RFK would be a good person to undermine because he's an idiot. And he, like, it's almost always bad headlines that come out of there. Like, unless you're within the Maha movement, like the headlines that come out of HHS are usually just like disastrous. And I don't think Trump gives a damn about
and the headlines about RFK himself of like his weird practices also.
Yeah, I don't think Trump gives a damn about the Maha movement like whatsoever. It was a useful component for his coalition building, but like beyond that, like it's like whatever. And I think he'd be really willing to eject them like easily, right? And this may be a preparation to do that. Because like RFK is just like a freaking lead balloon. And like again, after the election, what would he even need these people for? Like if he got rid of them, let's say after the election, he like purged RFK and his crew, like whatever. He doesn't need these people anymore, right? Like they'll like get mad, they'll go on their podcast and they'll like, say whatever. But like the larger Republican base doesn't care about this. So the damage would be minimal, honestly. And the upside would be like pretty significant if he had someone who it all deserves to be within HHS, right? Like I don't know, it's just yeah. I'll leave it there. I'm just kind of rambling here.
Yeah, no, I agree. Where like playing out the scenario, if Trump pretty much got rid of RFK, like I think at the end of the day, well, just like we see with just about everything in MAGA Republicans is like at the end of the day, they will back Trump in his decisions more or less. And so like if Trump gets rid of RFK, then I think most of them will see them as like a sign of like, well, clearly RFK did something wrong. RFK's in the wrong, so we have to just trust in Trump's plan and ultimate vision type of thing. It's always a 3D or 4D chess move. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was like a solidification for a political gain for like the election with Trump and RFK, I thought. So if he's not running again, he doesn't need to be elected again. So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. All right. Well, I guess we could save the RFK hearing for a second, but or you guys want to talk about that? That's
so. Well, I think it was many hours. I didn't watch many hours of it, but I did catch a few clips here and there. Let's just say, I think I can more or less play out what occurred in terms of softball questions from Republicans and actual meaningful questions from Democrats overall.
Well, Dr. Greg, tell us what you want us to focus on.
Yeah. So we can just go down the line from our Discord DMs. Basically, so I watched like an hour of his one yesterday, and then he did a second one today, and then he also did like a smaller health, like a smaller panel or something. And you're right, Corey. Like it's very frustrating to me. Like, and it's true. They basically the representatives go in there and they do try to like cut, them excoriating this guy and then fundraise off of it. And it's like, okay, like I get that. Okay. That can be, you have 5 minutes. That can be like a soundbite, you have 30 seconds, a minute to do that. You got this guy under oath, like hold his feet to the fire, make him actually answer something, actually answer a question. And the problem is that the Democrats basically kind of just go on and on and on for like 5 minutes. And it's like, I mean, they're making good points. I agree with them, right? Like I actually agree with their points, and a lot of them are bringing up vaccines. They're talking about how these things are expanding. The diseases are spreading in our country for the first time since 1989. Vaccination rates are plummeting while this disease is spreading. So they're making good points, but then, the Democrats, I guess they just don't really like have that opportunity. Like you could say that stuff, if you wanted to, on video. The Republicans had like the oddest questions, man. They were so weird. One of them was like kidney treatments for people over 65 in rural areas. And that was like their little niche issue that they had like hung on to or something. And that was like their thing. And they're just like asking questions just about that for 5 minutes. And you're like, what is going on here? Like, this is so weird. And then another Republican that was like a physician talking about how it's, this is all but the Biden's fault, and all the healthcare costs are now all Biden's fault and stuff like that. And it's just, you're right, Corey. The Republicans are so useless in these.
And I did see of one of the clips that I saw an exchange where like it appeared like a Democrat was trying to like press him on the measles issue, and I think RFK's response was like, well, like we've reduced measles cases, but basically, like, yeah, it seems like they were attempting to hold his feet to the fire, but could not really get him, or like, as usual, he's understandably being like Weasley or dancing around. Of like, I think his overall response is like, well, we've like responded strongly, or like we've reduced the number of measles cases like in like, I don't know, record time or something to that effect. I can't remember exactly, but he seemed to spin it as like the response to the measles outbreak as a positive. When like, but the Democrat had the opportunity of just pointing out that you have a measles outbreak, period. Like that should not be.
Yeah, it was eradicated. It was eradicated in the United States. There's really no reason that this could have like came back in, in Mexico, which is basically it's a the infographic that they put was basically the numbers of the United States versus Mexico versus Canada, and like if you take a small segment of time and then all in the United States and then compare it against the entire Canadian outbreak, their numbers are bigger in Canada, their total numbers, but we've also like had in a shorter amount of time like way more. So it's like we're basically in the inflection point where it's like going to keep going up. And the entire Canadian outbreak, which is still happening in some pockets, like it's still like not completely gone. But it's just, it's really, they're really cherry picking numbers to think that the United States is actually doing well in regards to this.
Yeah, but you are on track, and correct me if I'm wrong, like the United States is on track, just like Canada, to have their status of measles being eradicated revoked, as in like you can no longer be considered. I think like in a few months from now, like I don't know, 6 to 8 months, like you're on that path.
100%. Yeah,
like,
we'll lose it for sure. Because we have lost it. Yeah. If we haven't already, we have. So okay,
it's like, is that part of making America great again? Like
diseased again?
Measles eradication status, and like you either have lost it or will lose it shortly.
Yeah.
Is that part of the greatness? Where does the greatness fall into there?
So someone's asking in chat, basically, if we have a lot of foreign people and immigrants coming into the country and we don't know their vaccination status, how do we not know that that's where the measles is coming from? So so the reason why that kind of doesn't make any sense is because it doesn't line up. So basically, why did measles stay dormant for, you would expect measles cases to correlate with the mass migration that's happening, right? So, and I think that like, you don't see that. In 2020, 2021, you would have seen the measles cases not in 2024 or 2025, 2026. So it's like, why is it outbreaking now if we've had, no illegal immigration for the last year and a half? It doesn't make any sense. Like it doesn't. The timeline doesn't match up. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Also, like, from what I understand, like there are multiple states, as in like, I think even like states like Alaska are having many outbreaks. You're going to tell me, I don't know I don't know how many people migrate to Alaska or at least cross the border into Alaska illegally. Is that an actual thing? I wouldn't think so, but I could be wrong. But someone correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it correlates. It correlates specifically not with the amount of migrants there are in the states. It correlates with the vaccination status of that state that it's going to. So if it was a bunch of immigrants that were coming in that had measles, then the states with the most migrants would have the most measles cases, and that's not the case. What we are seeing is unvaccinated people. 93% of the positive measles cases are unvaccinated people, and they're unvaccinated kids. They're not migrants that are coming in.
And also, I think that would directly contradict what Trump says. At least according to Trump, I think in his own words, 0 people have crossed the border since he has been in office.
Yeah.
So like, where you're telling me that there's some sort of delay, some 1 year plus delay between the 0 people crossing the border when Trump closed it down over a year ago, and now the measles outbreak is like, on the upswing. Make it make sense to me.
Exactly.
I don't know. Like, let's not pretend this is new. I don't know who this individual is who asked the question, so I won't cast aspersions on them. But like the thought that migrants bring diseases, it's just like it's like fear mongering 101. Like in not just within modern America, like that's like through the centuries. Oh, these people who are coming here, who are needy, or who just want to be a part of whatever society that you're referring to, right? Want to integrate. Yeah, they're like filled with disease and crime. You know, it's like the regular nonsense. No, thank you. I won't engage in that. I think you made good points about like the timing. Like why wasn't this a thing before? Like the measles outbreaks are happening now, right? Like within like the last few years. But we've had plenty of immigration waves, like plenty, right? This, like you guys said, this was eradicated previously, right? Not necessarily eradicated in all countries, right? So if it was prevalent in those countries and they were bringing them in, we would have known it then. But even beyond that, let's say they were, all right? Like, diseased rats or whatever coming into the country. Let's say they were. Well, once again, that's where a vaccine would come into play, right? Like if we had a protected population, then we can absorb a certain level of unprotected individuals, right? Yeah. And then it doesn't spread, right? Like that's the whole point of herd immunity. As like it would help deal with exactly this. And not just like undocumented immigrants, but just like regular immigrants, right? Like the legal kind that Republicans pretend like they actually care about. They don't. But when they come in, right, that happens. That's always happening, right? They're coming in from a vast number of countries, right? Once again, like through the decades, why hadn't we experienced measles previously? No, the answer is clearly vaccination rates are following. And within that environment, those diseases that had been eradicated can spread. It's that simple, 1-to-1, right? It's explanation. It's crazy to look at anything else. Like that's the thing, right? Like vaccination rates are following, and then in that space, disease rates are rising.
Yep. I mean, it really is that simple. I mean, the epidemiological report from Ontario, they thought that, which is honestly interesting to read, considering it's kind of like posthumous and like looking at what they did bad or what they could do better, and considering what's happening here. I mean, obviously, if it's in a country, it has to be. And if it's eradicated in a country, it has to come from somewhere. But it doesn't mean to like what you're saying, Prime. Like let's not like do xenophobia or something. It doesn't have to be from like a migrant. It could just be from a traveler. It could just be from someone that's traveling that just didn't know that they had it. That could be like coming through an airport, and that's actually what they think. That's where Canada's first stuff comes from. But exactly like you're saying, it usually stops because everyone is vaccinated. But when you have, just like in Canada, you have a lot of rural people that are unvaccinated, and it just kind of went through their population. It's the same thing here. It's the same thing. And I mean, it has, it's RFK made the point in the hearing that it's like those kids they're getting sick now, but I've only been the HHS secretary for a year and a couple of months. He's like, it's not my fault that they are. And it's like, dude, you guys spread like vaccine hysteria and made the COVID vaccine political. So it created
why you're the health secretary at this moment in time, right? Exactly. Your claim to fame was actually creating this mess in the first place. That's why you're here. Let's not forget it.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted that because of the anti-vaccine rhetoric that they started in 2020. Now that's bloomed into RFK being our secretary, basically.
Yeah. It wasn't because he. Go ahead. You go first.
I was just, and let's just say, well, we grant that this the outbreak is due to migrants or illegal immigrants. Would this person, then be advocating for free vaccines or healthcare for these individuals?
Yeah,
because that's one way to combat.
That's a good point.
I suspect not, but I don't want to. But I'm pretty sure, generally speaking, like the individuals that are staunchly anti any sort of immigration or even either legal or illegal immigration rather. They would not be advocating for these individuals to get free healthcare.
Exactly. And
Or free
that's why it is.
vaccinations.
That's why people got so bad. California offering free healthcare to everyone, and it's like, well, that's why we have, Medicaid and stuff like that. That's why we have CalCare. It's what it's called in California. But it's like, yeah, I mean, that's the idea. We should give the aid to those people because it costs so much more money. If you're just looking at a capitalistic economic sense, it makes so much more economic sense to just $100 vaccine versus $40,000 Medi-Cal. Thank you, $40,000 per measles case. It's really bad. There was an interesting clip though in today's subcommittee meeting that basically there was someone had asked him point blank, and this is why you want to ask him questions because he's under oath, and it's like well, you want to see what he actually says. Point blank, is the measles vaccine safe and effective? And he said yes. And he said yes. And then he said it's safe for most people. And then she said a follow-up question, which is so good. Ask the follow-up question, please. Is the measles vaccine safer than measles? And he said yes. So it's like I was shocked when I saw this. It was like, he's been on this vaccine hysteria for so long. Talking about we lost more people during COVID to the vaccine than we did to the actual disease, which is preposterous. The United States lost 1.2 million people. So the idea that we would actually have lose more than that to the vaccine, I mean, that's insane. But I think the point here is that RFK knows that vaccines are safe and effective. He lies to people, but he is doing this because he makes money off of selling basically referrals to anti-vax lawyers, and then these anti-vax lawyers sue the pharmaceutical companies, and then he gets a kickback from it. He makes millions of dollars in order to do this. So it's the grift. It is the grift that he does.
Yeah, I did. So instead of watching the full hearings or the hours of hearings, I did read a quick New York Times summary article, summarizing some of the key events, and that was explicitly mentioned, described that specific interaction that you just described in terms of him being just outright asked of is the measles vaccine overall safe and effective, and him essentially conceding yes, and that it's better to receive a vaccine, or the vaccine is safer than actually getting measles. Even when I read that, I was pretty surprised, and I'm curious about what the actual clip is to see how. I don't know, does he caveat it, or how explicit is he, or does he find a way to weasel out? But either way, based on what you described, it sounds like whatever he's not coming to his senses because he never had them, but rather hopefully the lie is actually being exposed. But obviously, again, I don't think at the end of the day, this is not going to hurt. In my mind, this should hurt his credibility, but it won't. As in he has been staunchly anti-vaccine for decades, and then now he's slowly coming around on the measles vaccine. I guess I'm glad to see that you can only brush up against reality and evidence so long before you can deny, especially when you are in a position of power and actual responsibility, and literally have people's lives, in the balance. So I guess maybe he has some semblance of a conscience, but then at the end of the day, this should totally shatter his credibility.
Yeah, I mean, he had
grift all the time.
He had a comment last year specifically about the measles in Texas, and people were like, "What do we need? What could we do in order to stop this?" And he was like, "We already have it. It's the measles vaccine is good, and if you're in Texas, you should take it." And what? And then Dr. Oz even said, this isn't something that we need to invent. People just need to take the measles vaccine. It's very effective against it. And I was like, So it's weird. I mean, he always couches his stuff, and he did this in his confirmation hearing, and this is actually why he actually got through, is because he says, like, I'm not anti-vaccine, I'm anti-bad vaccine. And I think what he's doing,
he's always pushing for like better science or better
exactly
trials,
his thing is
like,
gold standard science, you know, like that, as if he knows what gold standard science is. And what I think that he's doing is that because the measles vaccine is it's a pretty slam dunk. I mean, it's really hard. It's really hard to argue this one, but so I feel like he's kind of like that's like the good vaccine, and then but at the same time he's eliminating the entire ACIP panel. He's removing the CDC recommendations, which effectively makes all these vaccines impossibly expensive to get. You know, he's doing the work in order to dismantle this stuff, but then kind of like falling back and being like, no. See, like this one, I've been talking about this.
Yeah, very bizarre. But again, going back to his credibility or lack thereof, it's like, again, people, Maha people view like Anthony Fauci as like the devil. Like, you know, he told whatever, a couple of lies. Let's say wasn't totally transparent, and like now he's like a villain. But then again, RFK can do the same thing, and you know, you could just keep sailing away in the same narrative. Very frustrating for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Someone asked, what's his stance on the hepatitis vaccine? He's against it because that's the Hep B is right after birth, and that's the thing that they went to basically push it off for years, which isn't when you're most susceptible when you're a newborn to chronic diseases, basically that would scar you for the rest of your life for Hep B. So it's like that's why they give it right at birth, because our prenatal care kind of just doesn't exist in the United States. So, he was asked specifically about the prenatal care because the childhood mortality rate for Black women is so bad in the United States. It's like 3 times the average. And he was asked about that point blank, and he was like, "No, we changed that. It's gotten a ton better ever since we came in." And I was like, "What? Like, what did they do to prenatal care for Black women? Like, what did they like?" It's just so weird.
That would be the opportune time of like, okay, can you what actual steps did you take? Okay, if you said that it's the best ever, then point to me, like, what exactly did you do? What is the mechanism behind this dramatic improvement?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be curious then if he actually, you know, I expect him to lie. But
let us know.
Like, what?
Let us know. It's very weird.
Do I expect, let's say, a politician to be able to, you know, come up with that question? I guess not. Ideally, one would hope, but like it requires like whatever a little bit more of an in-depth level of questioning. I'm like, okay, it's great, Everett. Like, walk me through the steps that you took. Either point to some sort of like a policy or actual whatever decision-making process that you did.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really sad. It is really sad that we're so bad at that the mortality rates for the United States are abysmal, and it's just crazy to me. And he just lies about it. He just lies. It's just he said multiple things that were just completely fabrications during the one yesterday, and I couldn't believe it. Like I'm like, it's shocking to that these guys like they're not afraid of a contempt of Congress. They're not afraid because they know that they would get, you know, they'd get pardoned by Trump if they were ever, you know, if it ever went to. And actually, Bannon actually had a contempt of Congress charge that was during the Biden administration, and it just went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court didn't hear it. So it basically dropped his charges. So it's just like, I don't think that you don't have to worry about it at all. Like you don't have to show up. You don't have to worry about any charges. It's just, it's wild, man.
And I mean, it is basically, go ahead, Brian.
No, you go first.
I was going to, and it is essentially, well, out of the Trump playbook. I mean, Trump is more or less always saying the economy is the best ever, like no matter what, regardless of whatever's happening, whatever headline is, like the economy is doing great. You're winning the war or the excursion, like no matter what. And like from what I can tell in the data, I don't think any actual economist agrees that the economy is like the best ever. Okay, but then like he gets away with that, and so it's not a surprise to me that someone like RFK, he can just say like, yes, everything we're doing is great, then that's it, and people will buy it.
I can't remember what exactly it was. I was trying to look it up, but I saw a really at least interesting part of that of those hearings, where he was being questioned about an action of the FDA to lift a ban on. I don't know what it was, to like double the amount, basically like to double the amount of some a pollutant that I think factories were allowed to release into the air. I thought it was lead, but maybe it's not lead. I forget what it was.
Maybe a mercury, or
I think it might have been mercury. Did you guys? Are you guys?
No, I didn't see that clip, but that's really hilarious considering their whole thing with thimerosal and mercury preservatives in vaccines. So the idea that he's allowing mercury.
I do remember coming across a clip where like there was some sort of exchange about mercury,
That's
and like
funny.
the sort of the ironic thing of like, well, some of the things that they're doing is like, I think with the EPA is like resulting in more mercury in the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this happens, and his response is, it's something. He says that like, well, this is not my responsibility. This is an action taken by the EPA.
Yeah,
Sorry, I think
it's definitely in his wheelhouse.
Yeah. And he's like, and a Democratic lawmaker is pressing him on this, and he's like, "Hey, this is like I didn't make this action. You should contact Lee Zeldin, who is the head of the EPA, right?" And then like, the congressman keeps calling back at him. It's like, wait a minute, but like this is under your jurisdiction. It's like, yeah, but I don't know anything about it. It's like I have no idea. Like, so like I wouldn't know anything about this decision. This is not something that I would have kept track of, actually. So why are you asking me? And he says, like, this isn't my agency. He keeps repeating this, like I'm not in charge of this agency. This isn't my agency. Like, go to the person in charge. Okay. All of a sudden he forgets, or he doesn't understand how like the federal government is operating, right? Like there are individual agencies which are all grouped under a department. Mm-hmm. The health department, in this case, the EPA is a subdivision of that, right? That's how it works. Department, subdivisions are the agencies. And he's pretending, oh, I'm in a separate agency that help. Like, these are now two co-equal things. And Lee Zeldin is not my employee, right? And this isn't like a thing that I've been crying about, right? And warning, not crying, because actually a huge issue, mercury, right? Mm-hmm. Like this is not a thing that I've like helped popularize. I mean, the danger, the actual danger of mercury. None of that matters, right? Like that didn't actually happen. So I wouldn't be interested in how this turns out. It's amazing. He like literally sat there pretending that I don't know anything about. Why would you be asking me, the head of the health department? Why would I be like? Why are you griefing me on this? Like, it's the other guy's fault, not mine. This is your leader. This is the Mohammed leader, literally leading from behind, right? Lee Zeldin is his soldier. And he's like putting them in. No, screw them both, right? Like, I don't like no compassion for Lee Zeldin, but like, because he's a horrible person too. But like, unbelievable, right? Like, this is like the alpha man that he pretends to be. He pretends to be alpha. This guy, yeah. Right? Like, literally at this moment in time, an agency underneath him. And it's not like it was some sort of obscure thing, right? That like, I mean, how could you know? It wasn't like a gotcha. Right? This is a major reversal of a policy you've been pushing. One of your few good policies that you've been pushing. Yeah, we got a little bit of mercury into the environment. And he's like, I wouldn't know anything about it. Unbelievable.
It's the Trump like accountability structure. Like I get all the accolades and I never have to be held accountable to anything.
Mm-hmm. It's just, yeah.
There's the event
It's
that
just
looks
a lot
bad.
from these people. Go ahead. You go ahead.
I was going to say, no, pretty much like you said, if there's any event that looks bad, just, deny. I don't know anything about it. Don't ask me.
Yeah. It's, I mean, the thing is that he, like in a normal HHS where they have experts at these roles and they have science and reports kind of going through, the normal process, I wouldn't expect him to understand exactly what's happening for everything. But the problem is that how they're running it, which is all very authoritarian, very top down, what I say goes kind of thing. They've gutted all these research agencies like the EPA, the CDC. They don't have these robust like reporting structures anymore. They're even canceling COVID vaccine reports, that they commissioned, so it's like, it's just wild. So like in that case, after gutting the EPA, like, yeah, it is kind of up to RFK, like what is going on? Like tell us, and it just goes to show like that's not how you're not supposed to run these agencies like that. It doesn't make any sense.
And to his credit, well, not credit, I'm saying this jokingly. He's probably just too busy preparing for his podcast. So, he probably doesn't understand. He can't keep track of what's going on at the EPA and the decisions that he's made or that he's responsible for. Mm-hmm. Better to focus on the podcast, exposing all the stuff he's apparently going to expose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just hint at the just tease the podcast. We'll go into that on podcast. In all these like niche Republicans that come up with like their little issues, like their little, Medicare. It's always something with Medicare, right? It's always like some niche medical issue for like 70 years old and up, and rural and another smaller like disease, on top of that. And then they always come up to be like, you know what? I'll talk to you after this and we'll get it figured out. Like, and she was even like, I emailed you. I don't know. You never responded. He was like, big problem. I'm sorry. We'll talk about it. We'll get it figured out. And I'm like, bro, that's just bad policy. That's just bad legislation. If you have to go one by one, like, whoa, did Alabama have this problem? Okay, we'll figure it out in Alabama. It's like, no, dude, the whole reason why we have legislation at the federal level is because that same problem is probably being replicated multiple ways and all across the country. So just fix it for everyone. But they don't care. They don't care about governing. They don't care about this thing actually functioning. And it's just that's kind of the point.
I mean, it's a podcast presidency,
So
like,
true.
Like, it's crazy, and like, I mean, like if you just look at everything through like the lens of their fame, and then like their within the way that like you would like it's not like they feel like they are held to a constituency. They're held to like the audience. This is an audience performing to. Like Kash Patel is a good example of this, right? Like he's not like working hard within the FBI. Also, the person completely unqualified to do this, but like he's not like working hard for the FBI because like, I want to keep the citizens safe, right? Like that's my focus. It's like no, like I want to perform in front of the camera. Right, like good for them. So as he does, like literally just PR stunts, right? Where other past FBI directors, and who I don't necessarily like, right? I don't necessarily like these people, right? But like well, we got an investigation, right? Maybe you update the public if it's something that's well known and like being watched, right? Like, hey, like we're on it. We don't have all the facts yet, but me and my officers, we're going to get on top of it. We can assure you of that, right? And then that's it. They're dead silent until they're ready to bring charges or whatever, right? No, with Kash Patel right in front of the camera, I'm doing it. I'll handle it, right? We are the greatest, the FBI we've ever been, right? And you know what? I suspect who did it. It's probably that guy, actually. He did it. But that actually freaking happened, right? Like I'm not even like making this up. He has like gotten ahead of himself, made accusations from individuals who, like, after like the regular investigatory process, have revealed like, oh, this person wasn't involved, right? Like, but he'll just like say it because he has an audience, and like, within the podcasting realm, you get there are benefits to being first, right, out on a story, right? To get like the initial rush. That's what you would do. You don't do that in law enforcement because of the obvious, right? But yeah, in a podcasting arena, it makes us so you see people all the time get like half-baked takes on all these things just because they have to rush to whatever social media platform they're on, right? To give their thoughts on this, right? That's what he's doing. Yeah. And so like, I mean, like, but this is like these types of things are replicated across this administration, and the results are obvious.
So true, man. Well, I think that's like a good in for our next story that we were talking about, and kind of like encapsulating that kind of point where they are using. I mean, who knows who, I guess, at this point, but there's basically social media is being flooded with fake AI, like America First influencers now, in order to try to do exactly what you're talking about, try to seed kind of like the narrative so that they can kind of like take advantage of these algorithms again. So basically the prompt kind of that they put on at the bottom is, the left say Republicans are united, the left say Republicans aren't united. That's funny because I bet I can get a Trump supporter from every state to comment. And then they basically have a video of themselves. And quote from the New York Times, in the months leading up to the midterm elections, hundreds of accounts have emerged on social media featuring AI-generated pro-Trump influencers posting a rapid pace about radical left and America First. They tend to appear as ordinary, if very good-looking men and women gazing flirtatiously at the camera while pontificating about a war in Iran, abortion, or a Bad Bunny. So basically, where these guys
one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, I was like, what? They're basically, New York Times has began tracking MAGA boosting AI generated TikTok posts in January and discovered at least 300 accounts sharing the content, some of which have since disappeared. They've basically been tracking them with researchers, and several of the accounts are up to like 35,000 followers, which happened during the last I think it was like 2024, where it was like Indie GOP or something like that, which everyone thought was the the Indiana GOP account or something like that, and it was like one of the top 10 like social media accounts for, trafficked in the entire like on X, and it was like just an actual Russian bot. Like it's just,
oh really?
Yeah,
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. And so you're using these bots in order to try to like seed this narrative, in order to try to, push this stuff. Because you're right, Prime. It's like it's just a podcast world now where there's no kind of like editorial discretion. People will just kind of like say anything, talk about anything, and you move on to the next story so quickly. You're just on to hot take kind of thing. And now with the bots, it's really easy to do that and seed the story.
And from what I can tell of like some of this AI like pretty much it all seems to fall, or maybe not all, but a lot of it seems to fall under the whatever outrage category, or generate outrage type of thing. Like pitting, well, pretty much villainizing, the radical left, and that, MAGA is the great, and we have to, combat the radical leftists. But let's just say it's both surprising and not surprising how effective this content is in terms of, like, I imagine the people that largely fall for it or that are really into this content probably skew older. I could be wrong about that. But the fact that it seems to be so effective, I think is a bad sign. It's
really interesting. In the last 2 weeks, some of my pro-vaccine posts on Facebook have gotten picked up by the algorithm, and it's really interesting how people in this orbit, they're rabid. They go into this thing and then they have this righteous indignation that really like they'll go into the comments and they'll just flood, like not just one comment, but like 10 comments, 15 comments of like memes that they find, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it's interesting because it's like because of the people that are pro-vaccine not being as like, I would say that the pro-vaccine people are just kind of like, well, yeah, it just makes sense. So that's why we do it. They're not like rabidly pro-vaccine, right? Like for good reason.
Not foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So what happens is that you get posts that they are all kind of dogpiling on, and that's what you kind of see with my comments, is that they're going through the comments, seeing that it's like that there's a bunch of anti-vax people in there, so then they're all posting 20 more comments, and then that pushes it into the algorithm even more. So it kind of like feeds this loop, and I could definitely see how like this.
That's the outrage machine.
Exactly, man. So you could definitely see how in Maha, like they all kind of like go in there, and then they're all like learning apologetics, basically, right? Like how to like what's the one-liners, you know, that you need to put in order to, you know, obliterate the other person. And it's like, you know, it's the same one, you know, probably there's like 6,000 comments on there, and there's probably a good 1,000 of them are literally like, if your vaccine works, why do you care if I don't take one? You know, it's wild. It's so, it seeds that like that thought bubble that just infects all of their brains.
Yeah, I'm surprised. So I don't really use Facebook all that much. Mostly just like every once, like, you know, just check in, just to like, you know, whatever, check in on relatives or actual friends. But every once in a while I get a preview, like just how active Facebook can be, because like I am part of, let's say, some let's say local neighborhood groups. But that's mostly just to keep, you know, attempt to keep track of a little bit of like current events or like, you know, what's happening in my local community. But I don't really use it. But I see the messaging that occurs there. I'm like, you know, like people are having really, really, well, just like heated exchanges going back and forth on some of the most trivial topics. And from what I can tell, like I said, I think Facebook skews to an older demographic, where it seems like.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's largely just whatever boomers on there, and just arguing with each other. But like, yeah, Facebook seems like a really toxic platform.
I'm significantly less concerned about this than others are. So I'd seen a previous story. I was actually talking to someone about this a little earlier, a few like 2 days ago. In any case, there was like a video talking about how there are now like AI generated military influencers for like the American military, for the Israeli military, for even Iranian military, right? Like they were using, for the American military in particular, they were using this one model, this like very attractive blonde woman, and like it was a larger video talking about like basically this trend, right, of using like you know, thirst trap recruitment, basically, right? And they tried it for the decades, really, right? And now like this would be like right now this is the final form, you know, of what that looks like, and and actually, because this, and it's particularly interesting, this form, because one, yes, the militaries are using, right? Like there are actors who, like, you know, want to promote, you know, the actions of this or that country that are using these things. That's simple. But the account that I was referring to, I think it was called Jetta something, right? The account that I'm referring to, well, that one, link in the bio, went to OnlyFans, right? Like what they just created was like a themed AI, like OnlyFans, like account, right? Like it's themed AI slop, and this is just propaganda by like another name, right? Like what can I do to get attention, right? And how can I monetize it? Like people on Twitter, like that whole moment where Twitter did an actual good transparency move of like putting the country of origin for accounts, and like you find out like a lot of those MAGA influencers were from like Africa or or Eastern Europe or some crap like that, right? They realized this is a way, right, to get money in your pocket because like you literally could monetize the outrage, and so just like keep saying whatever, right? Pretend you're a Trump supporter, like you don't give a damn about this. You just learn what like ticks off Americans or Westerners, right, and get traffic to your account. This is the same thing, right? Like learn what like gets traffic to your account. Hot women will always get you traffic. Simple as that, right? And then follow them into your OnlyFans account to monetize. But on the outside, what you're seeing, what you're interacting with, is like a more divisive online atmosphere. Like it adds to, because there are people who go in, like real people go in the comments start arguing about this like nonsense, right? So like it like contributes to divide here in the United States. But like in terms of, oh my God, like look at all this misinformation. It's like, well, what Corey was saying predated generative AI, right? Like this is just like the next level of that. It makes it kind of easier to do it. But like the people who are going to be fooled like before are going to be fooled now. Okay. Right. I think though the only thing that I would be concerned about is that the spectrum of individuals who might be open to catch this misinformation grows, right? Because like it can be much more convincing, right? As AI video increases, as the output gets better and more convincing, like more people will fall into it. But like this just is going to be like the churn. There's going to be another technology that comes out either in 5 years and 10 years, right? That's going to do something similar. Right? This is just part of the information landscape. And so these are just hazards. We need to teach people, just like how we, not even through education so much, but like more through like a cultural understanding that Facebook is just filled with nonsense, right? Like your grandpa posting like random crazy ass conspiracy theories, just like avoid that, right? This is what's going to have to happen here as well. It's just another part of that. So it's not that I'm not saying this is bad or it's not serious. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that like, I mean, it's just a slightly different version of the thing that we're already dealing with. And so like just scale your worry to that, That's
I'm just curious if there's a tipping point to when these platforms like largely become unusable, as in like I sort of view X as essentially unusable now, or pretty much like I use or like I scan X, but I don't really post there, and like any sort of interaction there that I of the minimal interaction that I have, like I'm more or less, I'm also assuming like that this is probably not a real person, and like with that in mind, with the increase in AI generated content, like is there a tipping point where like Instagram is like just no longer usable in any, or at least definitely it's not usable for its original intention of actually attempting to connect with actual other human beings, right? And like it's just all the AI generated content takes over, and now it's just like just a huge overflow of pretty much not only the misinformation, but just like almost like a purely virtual platform that is no longer human generated.
Internet theory.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair. That internet theory.
Yeah. I mean, Elon said he did a study of on Twitter, before he bought it.
Elon
he said
says 40, a lot of things,
but I mean, true, but this is just anecdotal from him, I guess. But he never published the report. But he said that 40% of the
of Twitter's bots,
yeah. So
I believe, I could be wrong, but I think like he's involved or in a lawsuit. Well, not directly with that, but rather that piece of information I think is like taking part in a lawsuit, and I think that claim has largely been shown to be a little bit exaggerated. I
Really?
don't know by how much,
Interesting.
but
Interesting.
Or at least at the time. I wouldn't be surprised if more bots have appeared since then. But yeah, I think at the time like he said this when he wanted to get out of the Twitter deal, to be clear.
yeah. So that's part of.
Yeah.
I believe that is part of like sort of the lawsuit is like, as Prime just said, he was using this piece of information to weaponize it, saying, "Hey, Twitter is not actually as valuable as you think it is because, like, you know, whatever 40 or like half of the people there aren't actual people; it's just bots." And people actually believed him or took it seriously, and then you know they made whatever financial decisions based off of that. Now there's a lawsuit I think associated with that, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'm reasonably sure that like that claim of his claim of 40% bots is largely an exaggeration.
I mean, I think the problem with the bots is that, so like there's a thing in when you make content that's called being like audience captured, where you basically like if I was, you know, doing my debates night streams and I got 100 viewers, and then I do a gym stream and I get thousands, you know, now all of a sudden like I'm doing more gym streams and now I'm like debating less, and then all of a sudden I'm a gym streamer, you know, because wow, this is what people like. I'm going to do something like this. So
well, that's when you debate while you're in the gym.
Tried that. I got the banana. Yeah, that happened. But my point is like basically through these bots and the FBI actually did a report about this going into the 2024 election. It was that same year, and they were talking. They saw this. They were basically people at that time as ChatGPT using ChatGPT in order to create fake accounts and push narratives to content creators. And basically those content creators would be getting a ton of messages, ton of replies, ton of quotes, all about a certain subject. And then all of a sudden now these content creators are doing content about that. So they're basically artificially like taking a hold of the content creators, you know, with the content that they're making.
Artificial media insemination. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. So if that's happening, and then on top of that, they're like using AI just to like make more content than other people. So then the algorithm is kind of like basically kind of like child ballooning, you know, a lot of these different stuff. Like as a single content creator, I have like one video that I post. I'm not posting 1,000 different titles, different things, like different stuff, seeing if one hits. That's better, you know, for the bots. And then on top of that, like these, the brigading effect that happens like before, where you have like these science conspiratorial crowd kind of getting more wrapped up and commenting more and viewing more and hate reposting and sharing more. It creates this like loop that I feel like people get a distorted view of reality, which is how like the Somalis are eating our cats and dogs gets into the vice presidential debate. That was like literally a Twitter meme that day that became the thing that they had to talk about because everyone was talking about it on Twitter. And it's like, well, that's not true at all, but they had to talk about it. And it's like, so I think that's how it kind of like those kind of like that mechanism, that kind of like looping creates like a feedback mechanism where this is how they're viewing and controlling reality with these algorithms.
Yeah, absolutely. And didn't I think in the article that you sent, I believe they mentioned that, you know, Trump like did whatever tweet out or Truth Social out one of these AI generated content.
They love
creators.
them. Yeah, they don't care. They do not care where the content's from, like the end GOP stuff. Like they were constantly doing that. Yeah, it's very weird. It's a very weird. I don't know. Like it's weird having like pro science content out there, and I'm obviously going to keep going forward with this, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like having 4,000 anti-vax comments on my 5,000 or whatever it is now, like on this post, and I'm like, this is like, these guys are like in here and they're trying to like dogpile me, you know, but they're sharing
you
memes.
just need an AI generated Greg to respond to all those comments. That's it.
Oh, I'm slinging mom
Easy
jokes
stuff.
left and right, dude. I'm having so much fun. It's great. Yeah. But yeah, dude, it is kind of weird because I am like, am I creating their platform where they can give, you know, their own AI generated view of reality that's been like instilled in their mind by
you're
their
giving
bots.
something for them to aim at.
Yeah,
You are target
exactly.
now.
And now
So-
it's being hate spread through there, which also shows that like in their algorithms, like anything that's anti-vaccine, give me more of that. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. I'm not gonna. Obviously, I think that these algorithms have a huge part in realities in our society, and so I'm gonna keep trying to put my content out there. But it's just it's weird, man. It's just weird. It feels fake. You know, it feels inorganic.
Well, it's because it is in my mind. But yeah, like, I don't know. Do you think these, either TikTok or Instagram, like, do they have to do anything about this content? Like, going back to my point of like the dead internet theory of like, at what point does the platform become? Do they have an incentive? Like, maybe we should not allow this content to propagate because it's just going to take over.
So this is interesting. So I heard from someone that was involved in marketing on social media, and they said that basically one of the biggest players in the finding out if a video is AI created is Google, because they don't want to lose YouTube just to like it all being AI created videos. So
right, just like YouTube and Google has like attempted. I think they have at least a policy, especially I think they attempted or have clamped down on all those AI generated movie trailers, right? That are super annoying.
Yeah, exactly. They want like to be able to sell ads to people that are marketing to these people, knowing that that's a real person and that's a real product that person is buying as an ad on their page. So if nobody wants to buy ads because it's just all AI generated and it's all nonsense, then they're going to lose money. Sorry, go ahead, Prime. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, not at all. I think I'll leave the example of YouTube aside, but like Twitch for the longest time, like since I started, when I started, I read like through the entire terms of service, right? Very boring, but something that they made clear is that, hey, if you view bot, you'll get thrown off. Now, view botting means like, and it's pretty straightforward, like using automated systems to increase your view count, right? Like, you know, making fake accounts basically to like be watching you when no one actually really is. Like that was your policy. Don't do that. And I never did, right? I can assure you I never did. But like, and Twitch was says like, oh, you know, if we catch you, we're gonna get you. We're gonna be so unhappy. We're gonna do something bad to you. Okay. So for years that was the policy, but then actually, they went through the effort of like this was like last year, I think. They went through the effort of actually trying to like shut down these accounts, right? When they did, there was a massive drop in views, like across Twitch. Many of the biggest creators, right? Biggest creators in quotes, had like it took a huge hit. Like the next day they were streaming, and like what they did, like they didn't take down the creators' accounts. Like they just like got rid of the bots, right? These individual accounts that were just there to watch. So the views like plummeted tremendously. Here's the thing. Twitch makes money by serving ads, right? And the only way that advertisers would really know there's a problem is if Twitch tells them the advertisers don't have access to the back end of Twitch, right? Mm-hmm. Twitch just kind of has to report to them, as long as it's not like necessarily fraud on their end, right? That we didn't know that these views were inauthentic, right? Well, then they're covered. And so, like, up to that point, they let that problem grow. Like, it was a huge issue, right? And like this is a problem for everyone else who's not view botting, right? Because like for Twitch doesn't have like for good and for bad, right? Twitch doesn't have like a much of an algorithm, and the others have, right? Like people say they don't want algorithms. Well, Twitch is what it looks like when you don't have an algorithm.
True.
It's
impossible.
Just pretty much, yeah. It's the accounts that already have more viewers are the ones at the top, right?
That's it. Yeah.
So if you're inflating your audience, right, you get to the top. One, you're getting some level of ad dollars off of those bots. But two, like you get yourself in front of real people by being closer to the top of the list than others, right? So you're asking me, hey, like, do they have an incentive to like get rid of this AI slop? You mean that stuff that is generating revenue, that's generating outrage, right? Even among like the live humans that still use these fucking platforms, right? Like, like among that crew, you mean that content that like prints money? Yeah, I wonder if they have a reason to get rid of it. Like, no.
Yeah,
I mean that's
it
fair.
is true.
But like that's where it's like I'm curious like how long, and maybe it can last forever, but at least for me in my mind, and like this is just my speculation of like at some point, like I take your point about the Twitch situation where like yes, their ability to sell ads is directly linked to like the number of viewers that they can point to. But if at some point like Twitch actually has this notorious reputation of like view botting, and that like pretty much any viewer count that they have, there's the implicit assumption that like some of those views are just artificial, or like this is a heavily inflated view number. I would assume and hope, but I could be wrong, that like advertisers will eventually see
point. Yeah, at some point. Yeah, but like when is that point, right?
Yeah.
And how close can you get to that, right? While numbers are going up in terms of your ad revenue, how close can you get to that point before like the crash?
Yeah, Twitch makes more money off of it.
Find out where that is.
People spend more money on product placements in the show. People will like reward the streamer because they're selling packages for 5,000 streamers as opposed to 5. It's like it's a huge, it's a cyclical thing. Hi, Robin. And yeah, man, it's very weird. The last year when that did happen, it was crazy because a lot of people that were averaging like 3,020, now they're going down to like 20 viewers, and they're like, what happened?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and it was always a little bit strange to me. Every once in a while, like, I come across this stream with thousands of viewers, and they have the most like they have like a less lively chat than mine.
Yeah.
And I'm like a single digit viewer. So like, but on this aspect of like, again, is there a tipping point? Also with Twitch, like at least for me, one of the reasons why, at least despite all my criticism of Twitch, one of the things that I do like it is like one is live streaming. Like at least as of now, there's very minimal AI generated content on Twitch as far as I can tell. It exists. But like, if Twitch becomes flooded with like just AI generated avatars, or you can generate video game content through AI.
We have virtual
VTubers. Yeah,
VTubers.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but there's the implicit. I think most people assume, but obviously this is probably going to change, or has already changed. Of like.
It's a beautiful, handsome Asian 40-year-old man behind that.
Yeah, exactly. But most people still think it's a person now. Whether that's true or not.
I'm saying it wouldn't make much of a difference if it wasn't. If it was convincing enough, right? It'd be fine. And actually, I really don't know what the difference is. I hate VTubers. Like,
me too, man.
So
me too. I know it's. Yeah. I know a lot of people in the queer community like to. I feel bad for saying it, but I can't stand it. I don't understand it myself. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, not a fan. So like, and yeah, I can get why that might be useful for the queer community, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't mean to like be attack them. Yeah. But in the end, right, like for the many people who do like them, right, like I don't know, like you're making all kinds of assumptions about like the person on the side. as it stands, VTubers are known to lie about who they are, right? Like, yeah, like
What?
pretend I'm a hot woman on the other side of this VTuber avatar, well, and it's just me, right? Like, if that gets your rocks off, then yeah, I'll tell you anything you want, with a voice changer, with all that, so I'm just saying, if it's one level more of abstraction, what difference would that make?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I
That
think
is fair.
so. Like, why? What do you? Just if the. I do think that the Russians like are specifically doing this just to sow division in the United States, like with anti-vaccine stuff specifically. They did do some of this with the Bernie and the BLM like stuff on the other side of the MAGA. Like they famously like put them on like the same like Russian bots, like put one on one corner and the other one on the other corner, just trying to like, stir things up. Like, I mean, we've had the Russian money coming through for like Tim Pool and those kind of guys. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, and now we have like these AI generated bots, for these TikTok accounts, like, I mean, is this something where the left needs to kind of like create do we need more people creating content in order to flood these like algorithms? Like, how do you combat this? Like, do you start creating AI content ourselves and flooding the zone? Like, we can't regulate these algorithms and we can't regulate these websites, but it seems like we're just completely outmatched here.
Yeah, well, so I take your point. I would hope that the left doesn't have to go down the road of pretty much to combat the AI generated content from the other side of the political spectrum. We just, the age old adage of fight fire with fire. I hope we don't have to do that, but it would not surprise me if we do.
I mean, we kind of see that right now with the AI videos of the JD Vance meme stuff. That's kind of like that is kind of like the only one that I can think of where it's like popular to kind of like put him in weird AI videos. And there was a little bit of that in 2024 with Trump videos, but not as much. It's not like taken off,
Yeah. I don't know. To me, it's going to be weird to see how it evolves.
Mm-hmm.
At least for me, I can only speak for myself. At some point, if there's just so much AI generated content where pretty much, if my experience on, let's say, Instagram, not that I'm a heavy user, is like similar to what I have on X, like I'm pretty much not going to use Instagram. Like, anymore. Not that I'm a heavy user now, but like I would just like I find it even more unusable.
I don't know. I think Twitter works a bit differently because. And I can only speak for myself, right? So I'm not going to speak for how they will use these platforms. I don't know, right? Twitter, like, you are, I think, supposed to be exposed to other people's ideas, like through the comment section, right? Like, the comment section is a big thing, right? Like, so you follow an account, and then through the comment section, that's where people, express themselves and argue and whatnot, right? That's where, like, the real content is generated, right? The post is just the start of the conversation, supposedly, right? So that's a bit different than I think like Instagram and YouTube and others. Like, I think for those ones where like you follow the creators and like the comment section is more incidental, I think like things will be fine. Like for YouTube, like all you gotta do is just find the accounts that you like, right? I got like a whole list of accounts that I like, and I look at content daily, and then some semi-regularly, that type of stuff. And then the recommended, like every so often, will send me some like horrible AI nonsense, like the movie trailers things was a really annoying one, right? Mm-hmm. Like especially for something that you would be excited for, which is why I clicked on it in the first place, right? But like. You know what happened then? I didn't follow it, and then that was like it. That was last time I interacted with the account. And like with YouTube, you have to produce like a work, right? A work that can be judged, rather than in Twitter where you're producing like lines of text which can easily be faked, as we can say. Like, well, the LLMs are actually quite good at doing that part. But like
True.
a work that can be judged, right? Like I've seen a few accounts that like were like this is clearly or maybe not so clearly, AI voiceover, and the content itself is not like super well put together, right? Like there's mistakes and there's like discussions about that within the comment section or anything. The point is that like let's say Instagram gets flooded with AI slop, right? Well, that actually wouldn't make much of a difference, at least for me. Again, I can't speak to how you use it. That wouldn't make much of a difference for me. Like I have my sort of accounts that I like. In case you don't know, right? Prime loves Instagram models. He loves his big booty women. That's what he uses Instagram for. That's my entire feed. So, like, as long as my Instagram models are still posting, well, then probably keep looking, right? So, like, it doesn't matter if, like, the rest of the Instagram burns down around me. For the same thing for YouTube. It doesn't matter if I use YouTube for other stuff. But it doesn't matter the rest of YouTube burns down around me. As long as my creators are still going, then I'm still watching. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand for like your current creators, but like, does it matter to you whether that creator is an actual human person? Or
I said so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
like you find the ones that like you like for like YouTube and for Instagram.
Yeah, but
at least,
like, but at some point in my mind, I could be wrong. Like, it will get to the point that you cannot determine, or it becomes increasingly difficult to determine whether this account is an actual person or not.
Yeah. Especially that type of content where it's like a little bit of, I mean, the old school is like photoshopping, right? But now it's like you just Photoshop a video and it's like you wouldn't even know.
I mean, it depends. Well, for me, like I on YouTube, I watch a lot of political content. I like video game content. I like I don't know, business content. If the information, if I found new accounts and the information was bad, then that'd be a problem. If it was an AI generated account and the information was good, well, then what I've got here is a VTuber, right? It's like the actual work, the workload is quality, right? Then actually it would make a lot less difference for me. Like, you know?
Yeah. That I understand for like YouTube, but for like Instagram, where again, if it gets to the point of like you're not sure of like the person, the pictures or reels that you're seeing you're not sure whether it's an actual person, like even though you might be, let's say, attracted to whatever it is that you're seeing.
Booty women, yeah, sure.
Well, your words, not mine, but like, yeah, does it matter whether that big booty woman is an actual woman or just AI generated big booty woman?
It's so funny, dude. The algorithms are so gnarly. I get that stuff. I don't even like it strategically, and it still knows. You know what I mean? It just knows. I'm like, how does it know? It's just like, what's going on?
You got that Neuralink implant.
Dude, it's those extra replays. You know what I mean? You're just letting it replay this extra couple times.
Yeah.
There is a whole, like, let's say, narrative or dialogue of like, there was already like this problematic aspect of Instagram, of like, the filters. And now especially, so let's say, I can tell you what's in my algorithm. There's a lot of fitness content, okay, both male and female, but like, there's definitely sort of dialogue around like, well, a lot of fitness influencers, not only do they use filters, but let's say there's some of them, let's say, whatever, not only are they wearing certain apparel, but like that apparel is now like stuffed with certain things to make certain body parts more accentuated, right?
Yeah. I think the problem is like, it's like the idea of these like bots like pushing out other people that are actually trying to do that legitimately, and it's kind of like, it's like poisoning the well kind of thing. And then that's just happening politically, and it's like, and if all the posts and all the comments were only going to the AI enhanced ones, it's like, then it kind of like creates this problem that we kind of run ourselves into. But instead of just like, crazy awesome delts or something. You have like a bunch of people that are like, oh my gosh, I've never been vaccinated, I'm perfectly healthy, and that's getting a million interactions, and Facebook's like, wow, well, this is what people like to see, and so they push that, and that it's just it's exhausting, man. It just feels like there's so much fervor around that type of content, and it's hard because people that are pro-vaccine or pro-science and stuff, like, I think we're just like normal people, so we're not making it our identity, right? And these guys are. These guys are this is like their whole being. That's completely taken over their entire thought process. They're conspiratorial about everything now. And they really live and die by this stuff. And it's like, and in some cases, literally, right? Because they were literally losing their lives at 10 times the rate as other people during the pandemic. So it's like, I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is like, it genuinely, people say this all the time, but like, I think how we have to like combat it is like actually engaging with the people that we actually like, that are actually putting that content out, and like actually
assuming they're people.
Yeah, exactly. So if you actually know that someone's legit and actually a real person, like, actually, people say it all the time, but doing all the social media things like actually does help engagement of those posts and pushing it out, into new people.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to follow up on what Corey was saying, because I think it was interesting. Like, and I think it was getting to the point what I was talking about a bit ago. Like talking about the people who are like using filters. Like there's been studies about like how many posts on Instagram use filters, and it's of some absurdly high number, like in the 80s percent or 90s%. Like it's just an absurdly high number of these photos have some level of filter. No, in fact, I think actually the study I'm thinking of was specifically talking about like the photos that have like the no filter tag on them, right? Like one of them have filters, right?
Nice.
And there was another one. This is a few years ago. I saw basically talking about like, especially like in Asia, South Korea, there's a big thing where like them or everyone uses these filters, and then like so much so that like they go to their surgery and see them with their phone and say like, make me look like this, like
right.
Idealized version. And so like this is like a facsimile of reality, that we're already looking at, right? And so like I hadn't heard that specifically what Corey was discussing about like gym influencers stuffing their body parts, right? To accentuate that, but it sounds completely believable from Corey.
Well, actually, I'm surprised you don't know about that. It's given that you like big booty women. That's literally like what happens.
Tend not to be the ones I like. Well, I mean, yes, you will. They get surgical enhancements for the ones on my account, right?
So some of them, as a bypass for the surgical aspect, like it built into the leggings.
Dude, I mean, it's the glute maxing. That's what it actually is, Hazel. Looks maxing, no, glute maxing, dude. Deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts. Like women are all into like hardcore leg day now. It's awesome, dude. For weightlifting, it's like awesome. It's rad, dude.
But what I'm saying is that like we were already an abstraction from reality,
Sure.
Yeah.
Right? And like within this atmosphere of like this has been going on for like at least a decade or longer, but like within this like media environment, then comes AI, right? And like I'm told that I need to panic. Oh no, fake AI accounts, right? Where like what I was looking at before was like almost all fake. Like there's one account that I follow, right, of a particular woman with a particular look, and but here's the thing, right? Like going into the comments, like people were talking about her, right? They're like, yeah, like she's changed her look, and basically I had to like, and she's like posted a ton, like thousands of posts, right? I forget if I scrolled to like the beginning of her account, or it was that I looked on like the generalized internet. But like I found one of her early posts, right? And this woman who was one of my favorite. She like her face is totally different. It's like fucking. I would not have known that was the same person. I wouldn't have known. She has like whatever filters. She has this guy down pat, right? And it's good. This is before the AI. This is before that. And so like, but still, I enjoyed the content. She's actually quite funny, like just beyond like looking different.
No, she got a great personality too, for sure.
She actually does. It's funny. She's funny. It's actually pretty funny. Her account's actually pretty funny. So that adds value there. But the point is that like, yeah, I was delivering an facsimile, right? A facsimile from a person who I'll never meet, right? Like that I'll never get to know of, right? These celebrities, right? Like, oh, we need a real person behind the accounts, right? What we're talking about, but these celebrities that people have been fawning over for much longer than the internet existed, you don't know them. The image is like crafted. Right, it's by a PR team. They have like a whole like a crew behind them to craft an image for you to like scream and shout and throw your panties at. Like, but that's not like the real person. And so I'm saying like all we're seeing is just levels of this is like the most abstract it's ever been, but it's the same thing. So like I'm just not nearly as outraged as other people are on this.
So Brian, don't you think that like the thing is in a democracy though, like figuring out whether or not there's a lot of you supporting a decision is going to be a big player, and whether or not you kind of sign on to that ideology, and people want to join the winning side. That's why, like, for example, like in Britain and stuff, they ban reporting about the results before all the polls are closed and stuff like that, because it causes a pile-on effect. So like, do you think that would impact like our politics negatively though? You know, by doing that
Facebook has, yeah. I mean, I think I already addressed this, right? Like, Facebook has been that cancer, and it's had serious results. So. Yeah. I'm just saying that this is just another extension of that, and that's why I scale it. Not as if there's some new threat that we've never seen before. This is just the same thing. There's and the crowd that was being fooled previously by like the made up news headlines, right? And passing them around on Facebook and just getting themselves all worked up into a froth, right? Well, they're going to be the same crowd that we fooled by this. There just needs to be an education campaign, just like there was with Facebook, understanding that Facebook is just it's garbage, right? That news feed is not something to be engaged with and to be trusted. Like there needs to be an education campaign about this. There needs to be tools, honestly, really, also to help us manage these things, to figure out what's AI generated, easy to use tools that we can apply to videos or whatever, right? To help us. But other than that, like, I'm not nearly as worried.
Yeah, so upon thinking about it further, not that I'm done thinking, I think I've answered my own question of like, pretty much like you are saying or sort of alluding to, like people don't seem to care, or we're already there now, and people don't seem to care. As an example, that sort of like what I was thinking about is like, okay, so even though I get fed and sort of somewhat consume a lot of fitness content. But I don't actually follow a lot of fitness influencers. Actually, as of now, on Instagram, I don't think really I follow maybe like one or two. But of the ones that I do follow, okay, I am highly confident. This is one of the reasons why I follow them, is because like I do not believe that they take any performance enhancing drugs. Okay, but like pretty much arguably the most popular fitness influencers. They're all on performance enhancing drugs. And that's one of the reasons why they gain massive followings, is because it's like, even though it's fake, that's what generates whatever the following. People will follow.
It looks successful at the thing, right? So they know what they're talking about because look at their body.
Well, there's not, but even when the people know that these people on performance enhancing drugs, like of the times where, although I've never so far, like, all of the ones that I've suspected to be on performance enhancing drugs, I've turned out to be correct in that assumption. But like it's a common theme of like the fitness influencer starts off saying, "Oh, whatever, I'm natural." Then months later, years later, it turns out, oh, they weren't natural all along, and like nothing happens to their following because like what turns out people don't actually care. I do actually care. Not that I think I'm special or whatnot, but like I now recognize, or I've always recognized, and it just sort of distills it. Like regardless of the content, and it just like people don't care about, let's say, fake natural athletes. People are probably not going to care about actual fake content or fake people overall. Full stop. Unfortunately, as much as I think that's going to lead to bad outcomes, I see that. Yeah, they don't care.
Do you need like parting thoughts on this issue, Prime?
I mean, I think I've pretty much said what I was going to say.
Well,
like again, like it's not like it's not a bad thing, right? These are all lead to like negative externalities, and I take it very seriously. But just like like I just saying, just scale your outrage, right? Like even being afraid of AI, right? Like helps like those same AI companies that you hate, right? Like if you dislike like Anthropic or OpenAI, if you dislike those companies, well, going on social media and talking about what a big threat AI is literally only helps them, because then it's a big deal, right? And if it's a big deal, then maybe I should put money into it. Well, will this really disrupt all of human society, right? Will everyone lose their jobs? Well, I better get on the winning team and put my money into OpenAI. Like that, that's how that works, unfortunately. Just like scale your outrage.
Well, speaking of people getting impacted by outrage, this is the thing that keeps popping up. All these conspiracy theorists keep popping into my channel and keep asking what my thoughts are on this, and it's blowing up on right-wing like news, but it's just published today. 11th scientist's death emerges in string of missing dead officials with access to U.S. secrets. So basically, this is the 11th case since it's in 2020, since 2022, where they've all been linked to advanced research fields. Specifically, basically, this person's death was drew renewed attention after at least 10 other recent cases involving individuals tied to U.S. military, nuclear, and aerospace research have prompted questions about any pattern. And Trump specifically was asked on Thursday, and he said he had just left a meeting on the issue and vowed answers within days, calling the situation pretty serious.
It's all going to be linked to Tylenol for sure. 100%.
I know. Exactly, dude. I think... yeah, exactly. And then asked about it, like Levitt said on Friday that the White House's investigation will leave no stone unturned. In light of the recent legitimate questions about these troubling cases, President Trump's commitment to the truth, the White House is actively working with all relevant agencies, yada, yada, yada. I just think it's like so funny to me that these guys who like have done nothing but everything that they can in order to try to dismantle science, attack scientists as illegitimate, to try to smear research scientists as like, working in a cabal, all that nonsense. Now here they come as like the saviors of science and scientists, and that's how they keep framing it. And because these people keep asking me about it, and I'm like, well, I don't know about it. I don't know. Like, it doesn't seem like that plausible. It doesn't seem like that they're connected that much. And basically their retort is always like, well, I guess you just don't care about science that much. It's like, what? Okay.
So, I quickly perused the article, the Fox News article. But like, actually this is news to me in terms of, I was not aware of like whatever this string of whatever, either related or unrelated deaths, or like, all of these deaths have some sort of commonality of like research. But is there like any other details in regards to like, what, like, okay.
Like some type of like aerospace or research. Very, very.
So,
Go ahead.
I had seen something on that just like this week. So I'm only learning about it too as well. And there was this reporter who's been following this and just trying to like put these things together. They like some of them are with have been looking at like the UFO sightings, right? Like investigating into that. So like that was a big thing, right? That sets people off. But yeah, there's been a string of like really weird deaths, and like one weird in like how they died, and then like the response to their deaths. Yeah, and so like it just. I'm not, to be clear, I have no idea what to think about this. Like, and like they are like related to the aerospace and at least the ones that I saw were mostly related to the aerospace tech sector, right? And then that's where the UFO thing kind of like comes into it. They're not saying that aliens did this, to be clear, right? But like,
they had extra
not
special
saying that though.
They're special.
The theory is that like they know something about.
They're whistleblowers that are being like taken out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I there were some weird things. Like when it was laid out to me, there were some weird things. I don't know, like compared to other fields, like what the like death ratio looks like. Like if we looked at it like lawyers, right, in America, and lawyers who are within, more sensitive sectors. Like if we like looked at like them through a set of years, right, like from 2022 to 2024, right? Would we find some sort of correlation with like just a number of deaths like throughout the country of lawyers that maybe were involved with the government? There could be. Right. And then no one's like looking at that. And it could just be like, correlations and just not causation. That like, sometimes you just get a spike of deaths within a sector that are within a relatively short time frame. And then that's it. Nothing else to see here. I have no idea. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, so as I was reading the article, or let's actually scanning through the article quickly, like I was sort of like maybe coming up with, since there was like limited information in there, but I understand it seems like there's limited information overall, but I was sort of like coming up with like what could be a plausible explanation based off of, like my cursory like analysis. So like it seems like all of these individuals were involved in whatever quote unquote like advanced research or, aerospace research. Is that like sort of an accurate assessment? So let's say a plausible, like, just trying to formulate some sort of plausible hypothesis of like, if all of these people were involved in more or less like the same field of research, and I don't know, there's like something, let's say there's something about the nature of this research, I don't know, maybe exposes them to something lethal, as in like, I don't know, maybe they're doing research involving like high dose radiation or something. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some of them got shot. Some of them were missing. Right. Like for instance, one again, this reporter who was discussing this with the interviewer, she talked about how like this one researcher, she was like going through the mountains with her friends. Like they were taking a hike up a mountain, and she was with like two other people, and they were talking to her, talking. They look back, and then she's gone. And like, what happened? Like, we can't find her. Massive search is done. Well, some sort of search is done, right? And all they find, right? I think they use dogs or something to like follow her scent, and they find her hat, and then that's it. Like she's missing. No one knows where she went. And then there was this case of this individual. So he lives out in some boonies. I forget what state, but like it's a rural area, right? Way out there. So like one of those things where your nearest neighbor is like 5 miles away, right? And that's a little too close for your comfort, that type of thing, right? And so he's like way out there. This guy, like, he sees this dude like walking through his property, and who is a quote unquote neighbor, right? But again, neighbors are supposed to be far. Like you don't see them. Some guy in the neighborhood, and he's carrying like a rifle. And like the scientist type guy, he calls the police. Right, this guy's like he's got a weapon, right, and he's like on his property near him, and they arrest him, and then they and like I guess they were going to give him it was supposed to be like a felony charge for felony trespassing, but they like either they drop the charges or they like let him go in his own recognizance, right? Like until the trial, one of those things. And like the guy comes back and he murders that scientist, like puts one in his gut. And so it's like, well, why did he target this individual? Right. Some people say that he might have been like unhinged, but like specifically he came to this guy. He went up on his property, like far away. And he did. So like, how did that happen? Why didn't the police take it more seriously? All these things, right? Like, so this is what, again, I'm just like reporting. This is what I was told.
You're describing, yeah. And like, based off of your description, like, things sound strange, but like, yeah.
And then there's suicides too. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe some of them were suicides. So the deaths are, the causes are more random, right?
Okay. Then,
so like, it could be anything, but it's like, well, if the retort is if I were going to cover it up, right? Well, of course I wouldn't put one in the back of the head of all of them, right? Like that wouldn't be the way of doing that. Instead, I would, make it look like an accident. Oh no, too bad, he's dead. Like I'd make a whole string. Again, this is over a course of years. So I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So then my sort of, again, the impression that I got from my cursory reading of the article is like these 11 scientists, they all sort of like drop dead under, weird circumstances. But like how you describe it, like there seems to be different causes of death. Like, yeah, that, let's say frames as definitely a little bit more strange. And also, do you know or recall like these, let's say 11 scientists, like this is over the span of like 2 years, 10 years?
Since 2022. It's been a while.
Okay, so I mean, like, that's a fairly short time frame, and it's confirmed that these are all scientists that worked in overall like the same whatever, I guess, lab or whatever institution.
I'm not sure they work in the same institution.
Okay,
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't. Not sure.
Okay, but do you know if it's confirmed that these are all, let's say, scientists and let's say credentialed scientists?
Yeah. That part I think is confirmed that these people are all highly skilled, valuable individuals who, and like the thought is that they had access to classified information. Now some of their spouses or whatever, family members have said like, hey, like this doesn't have anything to do with what you're talking about. Like for instance, the one with the mountain and the getting shot, that guy, right? Like his wife comes out and says like, this has nothing to do with anything, right? It was just random. One, she doesn't actually know, right?
She's in on it.
Yeah, indeed. And two, she has a reason to say that, like, because I'm sure people are contacting her like about this stuff when she's trying to grieve the death of her husband. So she's probably getting a bit harassed by it. So she's like, yeah, this has nothing to do with it. But it also could be the case that it has nothing to do with anything, and he just got shot. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's hard to judge. I mean, do you have your own suspicions, Greg, or you pretty much are?
Dude, I'm so boring, man. Like I just investigate it and figure out what it is, and once they figure out the investigation, I'm interested in it. But like I don't know. I this type of stuff I've just never really been like interested in, because the problem I feel like what happens is that it gets into this whole like, oh man, people are scientists are trying, it gets into this broader narrative of like all of scientists are all like working together and we're coordinating, and like anyone that tries to speak out, we're going to like come after them or something like that. And it's just like, it kind of like, it just feeds into that really negative narrative. Or there's like this other thing that's above science, and that trying to like tamper down on scientists into saying the right thing, and if it's not scientists ourselves that are critiquing ourselves and taking each other out, then it's like some higher power governmental body that's like keeping us all in line and making sure that we're all saying the right thing. And that's where I feel like it's like going when people like kind of use these conspiracies. So it's just, like investigate it. Like, okay. Like see what it is. I'm like any type of missing person should be investigated though. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I think we're all in favor of an investigation.
Yeah.
But as of now, you don't view it as like suspicious or strange. It's like whatever, kind of maybe a weird coincidence type of thing.
I don't think so. I mean, there's a lot of like weird, people, the most common way of losing your life is like falling, someone that person could have just been hiking and just fallen off the cliff, and, nobody knew about it. They hit their head on the way down, didn't make a scream. And, I don't know, things happen all the time, and I feel like, I don't know. It's just, it's just this huge, right now the big conspiracy especially with the anti-vax people is about the global cabal of scientists all working together in order to tamper down like the vaccines, and working together with the pharmaceutical companies and all that kind of nonsense. And it's just, I just feel like it's like feeding into that narrative a little bit. And I don't feel like the people that are like bringing this up are the same people that are actually looking out for the safety of scientists, like, because these are the same people that have gone after Fauci, that the reason why like Hotez has to walk around with security, stuff like that, where it's like now they literally fear for their life because these people have been going after them, and like making the actual scientists fear for their life. And then now these guys are now all of a sudden the harbinger of science and protecting science and stewardship. It's like, I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's totally fair. But I'm more or less of the same position as you. Of like, seems like a strange coincidence, but can't really conclude anything outside of that. Yeah. But still a tragedy to lose any life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if it's linked together, then obviously like investigating to figure out what it is. But I definitely sense, especially in the.
I mean, the problem is here, right? Yeah. And this is where how insidious these things can be. Mm-hmm. Is that like if there was something going on, if the U.S. government was involved, then you're asking the U.S. government to investigate the U.S. government, right? Like, or if it's a foreign government that's doing that, right? Like, so the reporter, I think, did something interesting. Excuse me, that I'm referring to. She talked about like, this is a national security issue, right? Like, these are knowledge workers in very sensitive areas. So she framed it like that. Like, the reason why you should be investigating is because, well, our best and brightest are like being murdered, or being something is happening to them. And so we should get to the bottom of this. But if it's the U.S. government, like, who will do that, right? Then it would be up to like citizens, right? Like, in this endeavor, like people asking to talk about it, like to get the word out, would be a useful one, because you'd want a bunch of eyes on this thing that currently isn't the case, So, like, but that's just like how conspiracy theories like go. Like, like there is, like, well, the reason why we can't rely on the authorities, because authorities are in on it, or they're controlled by some cabal, right? Again, I'll take no stance on this. I won't. But it, like, I feel like that response is saying, well, just investigate it, wouldn't be satisfying to any of these people, right? And maybe not necessarily it should be, because how could you necessarily trust all that? So I don't know.
Well, I mean, we've been reassured by Caroline Levitt that no stone will remain unturned. So
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And the idea that
confidence.
I mean, these guys, the idea that these are our knowledge workers, so we have to like take care of them. Like these motherfuckers fired every single one in the EPA that was carrying all of our nuclear codes. Like they just woke up. They got emailed that they all got fired, and then they realized that, oh my gosh, the EPA actually no, the DOE, sorry, the Department of Energy actually, that's where all our nukes are. And then they had to go and hire them all back. So it's like, so they don't care about like taking care of these people. They laid them all off, But now it's like, again, oh no, we care about them so much, and so I don't know. Maybe I'm just like too black pilled, man. I don't know. But your point about the U.S. government, like, I mean, I doubt that it's going to be the FBI that's investigating this stuff, right? You're right. They would be the local police departments that would have like
if there was going to be a coordinated federal response, it would be the FBI.
But I'm saying like the police departments are going to be the original like people in order to link this up. So it's not like they're not going to cover it up, So yeah, you know what I mean. That's why I don't get.
I don't know, man. Yeah. Oh,
the conspiracy grows larger. The local police department's in on it too.
Yeah. And something else that I don't think we really discuss, right? Especially with these types of conspiracies, like it's kind of fun, right? It's fun, not like for the people who might have like actually died here in this particular instance, but like the looking into it, being part of the community, trying to figure these things out. Like people literally like just like form friendships, like have like community members. Like that's how like they get into a lot of these things, right? Like where people who are oftentimes isolated, they were like isolated during the pandemic, and then they got into the Facebook groups talking about like how bleach is a cure-all and that became their personality after that, right? Yeah. But also, in terms of like a true crime situation like this, yeah, it's a way to pass the time, right? Mm-hmm. It's a way to make community, and it feels like you're getting something accomplished, right? That you're getting closer to the truth. And I don't think we really like grapple with that. Like there is beyond caring about the truth, and I do believe some people do, right? Like, and I think it's interesting enough to look at, but beyond that, like, yeah, people are having a blast, and so like it won't be so easy to get them off of it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, like I can totally see this as like a bonding experience for the few that buy into, or let's say are more conspiracy minded, let's cook up whatever hypothesis that we can and try to link it all together. That totally makes sense to me.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not really into the true crime stuff. I know that it's really popular. I was really into, there was like this podcast. I was trying to look up the name of it, but it was like some old, like, I mean, we're talking like 2014, 2015, one of the original true crime podcasts, and I used to like listen to it and get into it with my coworkers, and we were talking about all the episodes and all that kind of stuff. So I guess I forget what it's called. I'll have to look it up. But something. Yeah, Adnan. Yeah, was that it?
Someone mentioned Serial.
Yeah, Serial. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, Serial season 1. That was wild. Yeah, dude, that was incredible.
I never got to listen to it, but like I know about it. That that really blew up. People were talking about that.
Yeah. So I guess I can relate to it a little bit, but I never. Oh, they did free him. There you go. That's great. It's great to know.
Oh yeah, that's right. They had an effect on the real world somehow. Yeah.
And but yeah, I don't know, man. It just seems very inauthentic, especially with this administration, how anti-science they've been, and like how they've really like twisted the knife at every single stage. It just feels really inauthentic to me, and I guess I don't know. Maybe this is my Trump derangement syndrome, like going through. But
well, I mean, when he said in the article, like you mentioned, like when he claimed that he just came out of a meeting talking about that. Do you actually believe him?
No, of course not. Of course not. They were talking about like their McDonald's order. He doesn't have meetings. They have 30-second TikTok clips. This is literally, he doesn't have a presidential daily brief. He gets shown a 30-second clip of like what's happening in the world. And that's it. That's all they show him a video, and that's how he gets updates on everything.
I think you're correct. And that like, and for the war, for Trump, the war, it's mostly explosions, things blowing up, like a child.
I bet.
Like a motherfucking child.
I bet it is, dude. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like showing like what happened in like the wars and stuff, and then like the 30 seconds up there, I'm all caught up. So I don't think that they're obviously lying. Like Levitt obviously lies, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, I would hope like, especially like when we also, I guess it's like personal with me too. Like when my lab went into the QAnon conspiracy world, like when we were in it, like there were people that were like emailing my PI, you know, that they were like doing threats against my PI, that people were like scared to walk to their car. They're worried that they were going to have people harassing. Like my PI was like emailing us saying like, hey, if you guys see any weird people around the lab, we need to let the UCPD know, like this is like serious. So people were getting escorted to their parking lots, you know, the parking lots by the UCPD. Like it's so I guess I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't seem very genuine to me, I guess. But again, investigate it. Do all the investigations that you can. I think that thank you. If this is how you're trying to say that you support science, MAGA, then all right, I'll take it, I guess.
I mean, hopefully there are some actual answers.
Yeah.
But I would not hold my breath.
Yeah. Well, I guess the last one, I didn't watch this video. Corey, do you want to talk about?
I didn't expect anybody to actually like this is actually related to, you know, strictly Maha. I mean, I think it's tangentially related, but let's just say you can watch half of it on 2x speed and you'll get the main message. But pretty much like so. Well, specifically the YouTube channel. Well, this person started off on Instagram. It's one of the few people that I follow on Instagram. As in like their whole account and now YouTube channel is dedicated to, you know, exposing essentially, you know, the wellness grifters and how wild and crazy that they can be. And they went onto this deep dive, or they attended
deep dive.
Yeah. And I guess no pun intended. But like they attended the urine therapy summit. And this is like a summit. Well, first of all, it was free, thankfully. Okay, they have to spend money to attend it. And apparently, like the VOD of the summit is still is up for anybody that wants to watch it, freely available. But yes, it's pretty much these people testifying to all of the therapeutic benefits of urine and consuming or applying urine in any way that you can imagine, of like drinking it, applying it as like some sort of topical cream, injecting it into orifices that you would not really inject anything. Okay. Pretty much using it as like an enema. People like going out of the way to actually like age their urine like wine, of like they say like leave it out in the sun for like days or weeks, and that makes it like more potent. Okay. And they actually show like whatever pictures of like, you know, I'm not going to describe it, but you can imagine what aged urine looks like exposed in the elements. Yeah, and all that to say is these are real. These appear to be real. Well, actually, one of the individuals that are testifying to these, you know, all these great benefits of urine therapy, they're like a well-known, like they're an old school wellness grifter.
Yeah,
like going back to like
it's like the original snake oil salesman kind of stuff.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, dude, that is so. I love the idea of like the urine enema, where it's like, especially since they believe in God, right? So it's like, oh,
and
wrong
no
hole.
Surprise, all these people seem to be staunchly religious. Yes.
It was like, oh, it just needs to go from the in to the out, and then right in. It's just like, oh, it's right there. Like it's just the little mistake by God. Just like it was supposed to stay there.
And it's like all these stupid things, like, oh, they'll point to like, oh, I got this cut on my finger, and overnight I applied, urine, and it healed overnight. I'm like, okay, sure.
That's whatever. So gross, dude. These people, I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. Yeah, do they? That's a good question. So that's in chat. Are they adding it to their raw milk?
That we're not surprised. Like the way that they're pretty much like
that's a really good question.
They are using it.
Oh man. I'm sick to my stomach, and then two, it's one of those ones where you're like, no way, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way, like there has to be, but these guys are so into it. I mean, the one, the first character in the video was from Channel 5. He was in the Channel 5 their own like video about this stuff too. So it's like the same people. He's like that must have been the in or something.
And no surprise. And well, actually the let's say the strange irony, although it's obviously not going to be, they're not going to be aware of it. But so, the person, like I said, who runs the Instagram page and now the YouTube channel, like their whole thing is like exposing wellness grifters. And so like, that no surprise, they see that pretty much all of them, they have their own, online store to buy their supplements. Okay. Mm-hmm. And like one of their supplements is like devoted to like, well, like whatever kidney functioning or, optimizer can take this or kidney, but like, you maybe don't drink your urine to optimize kidney function type of thing. Of like to detox, as in like, and they also sell like supplements to like to detoxify your body. But then you're going to drink your own urine that toxifies your body.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So it's
exactly. That's a really good point. Yeah. What in the world? Exactly. Like, that's exactly right. F on like a bad movie. The toxins re-entered. Kapow.
But then take this supplement, okay, to detoxify from the urine that you're just constantly drinking. Yeah.
Like what is? Oh my god, dude. Oh, if these people weren't winning elections, it'd be more funny. You know what I mean?
I like the sexier like conspiracies or like scams. Like
I'm sure urine makes a great lubricant. I'm sure.
Like I don't know, man. Like do this for like cleaner skin or whatever, right? Like clearer skin. I mean, then again, they do promise that for a whole number of these scams promise like better skin if you do it. But like if you're going to do a conspiracy, do one that like you could like talk about around like the dinner table, right? Like that you could just drop in casual conversation. People are like, "Oh, really? Oh, I've never heard of that. That sounds interesting." No one's ever going to find this interesting, right? No one but you and your weird goddamn friends will find this interesting. Like if you really want to separate yourself from society, right? If you want to get yourself banished, right? This is a way to do that in a hurry.
Yeah, dude.
But they use that to their advantage of like the fact that you can't talk about this with your friends and family. That means we need these communities, as in like and they don't want you to know about this. Like
yeah, exactly. Right? That's the
like feeds into it.
That's why they got disappeared on a hike. See, don't you see? They were just trying to heal themselves. They're
like the fact that it's taboo means that it's legitimate in their eyes.
Exactly.
This is what they don't want you to know.
I would like any woman who is doing this to tell me immediately. I don't want to put my mouth on any part of them.
True. That's very true. Yeah, dude, it really is like the original snake oil salesman. This stuff really has been going back like thousands of years. People trying to say that this is like what you actually needed to do. And that's what's so wild. Oh, Mrs. Dr. G, what's up?
But now this going back thousands of years is now the selling point of like this is an ancient practice that goes back thousands of years. So therefore it is legitimate.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that wild, man? Like discredited for that long, and people are like, yeah, right. That's actually, oh, it's so gross, dude. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like when in a time that we know so much about so many things, to just be so gung ho about the weirdest, awfulest stuff. I don't get it.
I mean, just the stupidity of humans just can never be underestimated. Like that, like that's a resource that'll never run out. You know, infinite generating resources. But only we can use it to power our cities. You know, I mean, it's just okay. I'm sorry. I just don't know what to do with this one.
Yeah. There's not much left. I agree. There's not much left to say. Like, people are still using urine therapy for all kinds of things that you should just not do.
Yeah. Well, guys. Oh man, should we just end it there? End it early? I feel like I don't know. I'm so.
I mean, Corey did drop the mic there, so yeah, sure.
It's true. It's true.
Don't know how we can compete with that.
Oh, your video's back. For perfect prime for your going away.
Okay, sorry.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. In any case, thanks all for being here. This was a lot. This was a lot. But yeah, I appreciate you all coming through. Find me at twitch.tv, youtube.com, kick.com /PrimeKai, PRIMECEYS. Yeah, we do debates. It's a lot of fun on a whole bunch of different topics. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, and you can find me on Twitch, CoreyCam84. Well, I'm Corey Campbell. You can find me on Twitter, X, YouTube, Instagram, although not really following the big booty accounts yet, and Substack and TikTok. It's Corey Campbell. And as always, this has been great. I look forward to next week.
All right, man.
And do not drink your urine.
Yeah. Oh, dang. And I hope we figure out what's happening. The great murder mystery. Well, the missing scientist. Figure that out. All right, guys.
Determined.
Yeah, exactly. All right. See you guys. Peace.
Have a good one. Take care. Be well.
All right, guys. You guys are hung up on fringe conspiracies and small-time grifters, bro. We talk about Maha. The Maha's literally. We were talking about literally the people that run our government. Like, how is that a small-time? You think RFK is a small-time grifter? Like, what are you talking about, dude? We were literally the first hour and a half was all about Maha and RFK and all that stuff and they're running our government. That's small time. They did not give a check your sources flag. Yeah, I know I missed that email, Mrs. Dr. G. They sent that out. I didn't catch it. Yeah. Don't put it on your skin. I know, right? Oh, it's so gross, dude. I think I'm so sick of I'm so sick of it. It's so boring. It's so boring. Do you know what I mean? Like, for real, guys. Isn't it so it's so frustrating, the anti-science fervor that these guys have, that it's and it just creates this this nonsense, dude. I hate it. I hate it. Oh. Boom. Look at that. What a better mic. What a better picture. Oh, Yeah, exactly, Michi. Like, it's like, oh, these guys have no idea what they're talking about, and nobody is. Everyone's talking about nonsense, and you're like, yeah, I know. Like, I know, and they're running our country. I know. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? It's not my fault. Yeah, Hazel, that was wild. I know, right? The fact that he just lied and said that he didn't ever heard that, and that's not true. I was like, bro, you literally, like, we have the clips. Like, doesn't he realize that? And he knows that these are being recorded. It's like, what is he talking about? Like, he realized that, like, this stuff is being recorded, right? Like, and he's like, no, I never said that. I never said that. Like, really, dude? Really? Did he really just walk out? Did RFK just walk out? I don't think so. I think that he came through there. Dude, DN, yeah, I hate, dude, every single time they just kept talking about, like, wow, your family and what a prestigious family that you come from. Like, I have nothing but respect for you. Like, oh my gosh, dude, that's so exhausting. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't respect his family. I don't care. We don't have no political dynasties in the United States. I don't care about any of that. Yeah. He was y'all's nut job first. No, he wasn't. He was never liked within the Democratic Party. He never did well. He never did well in any of the primaries. He never was, like, very popular. No, no, he was never popular in the Democratic Party. I'm sorry. So it's just wrong, dude. It's just wrong. He was wrong then. He was wrong now. Yeah, exactly, Marcia. Exactly. He tried to go to Kamala's team first, and she said no. So it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just wrong. Oh, just need to do some stretching. I want to do some stretching. Oh. He did well with my mom. Oh, look at you, Swall Drop. Look at you. Oh, how cute. It's a kid's first mom joke. I love that. Aw, that's so cute. I love that. Like, love that. Good try. That was a good one. Good try, dude. I love that. Someone just tried a mom joke on me, guys. That was so cool. Aw, I love it. Like, good job. Good job. Just keep trying. You know what I mean? Don't let it, you gotta keep trying. It's okay. I have a lot of practice, so that's why mine are so good. I'm moving on up. Yeah. You stared at a dude for an hour at a bar tonight because I thought he was you. Oh, wow, Tony. Yeah, I'm not going to be at a bar usually. It's like, that's not usually my scene anymore. Oh, I know, Hazel. Isn't that cool? Oh, so nice. So nice. I asked you. You asked him. That's so funny. That's so good, dude. That's so funny. Hey, do you do TikTok? Do you do TikTok? There you go, DN. Exactly. Oh my gosh, there's so many DMs that I get. It's so funny because if they're going into the DMs on me, I'm like roasting them. I've been doing oh my gosh, Tony, that's so funny. I even told him I liked his channel. That's great, dude. That's great. Oh my gosh. Helen, it's reviving mom, comma, jokes. Oh man. Keeping your mom alive. Jokes. That's so good. No, just kidding. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh man, so funny, dude. Punctuate, yeah. It's so funny, dude. All right, guys. Well, we'll have to do. We'll try to see if we can get anyone to debate me tomorrow. We'll try to do a debate stream. Try to get something going. So frustrating. What is a woman? Your mom. Yeah. What kind of debate? Tony, I think we're just gonna. I just kind of like put up the debate prompt and then try to see for people to like join. It's usually what I just do. That's the plan. Oh, dude, actually put the mom jokes on the thing. Interesting. That'd be cool. Okay. You could debate my mom. Yeah, that would be it. For sure, dude. It's open. I'm open. Oh, thank you, Efon. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the gifts too. Thank you, guys. Helen, DN, Heather, NB, Mrs. Dr. G, Bobby, Manilo, Barb, Juliana, Efon. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys so much. Aw. What's up, Juliana? Oh, you're good. You don't have to be sorry. We're just happy to see you. You're all good. She'll just end up saying she was disappointed in you and end up, yeah, Tony, it's okay. It happens. I think it's really a thing with older people and how supremely selfish they are. You know, that it really frustrates me, especially like RFK literally gets in. Oh, what's up? Oh, hell yeah, MTC. MTC, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, my boy?
How you been, man?
I'm all right.
Nice, man.
How you doing? I hear you talking about RFK.
Oh yeah, dude. We watched his stream, his confirmation. The hearing from yesterday, and then.
I just wanna clarify some lies that you're telling about me. All right, we're $39 trillion in debt.
Yes, yeah, exactly, dude. He's just straight up lying. It's wild how they can just lie in Congress, you know, and like not have like being under oath and stuff. Like nobody cares. Like contempt of Congress doesn't exist anymore. It's just wild, man.
Yeah, well, you know, I think that we're to a point where things are, like you say, they're wild. The norms are not what they should be.
Yeah.
It's kind of what inspired me today. Ironically, I made a track. It started out as a different type of track, but then it kind of got political, and I was like, you know what? Let's just have fun with this one.
Nice, dude.
If you want, I literally just sent that shit to you on Signal. If you want to play that shit right now, if you got the shit to fucking play it through your
could you play it on through Discord? Could you DM it to me? I don't have my signals hooked up to my computer.
Well, I sent it to you on Signal, so you can airdrop it from your phone to your computer.
True.
Because you have the file now. By the way, do not distribute none of these files. I'm literally sending you shit that's like, you know.
But I can play this one right now.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
And I wanted to play it for your fans too, because I feel like, you know, it taps into some of what the anger and whatnot that they be feeling right now too.
Yeah, dude. Do you want to tell them like what you've like been doing?
Yeah, so I haven't been making content as much, like video content and whatnot, fam. I've been making a lot of music. Um, I make club music at its true heart because I'm a DJ and I really like house music and techno and whatnot. And so I've been making a lot of that, and I'll make like different variations of it. So I made like a country song, and I just made like a disco song the other day. But I make like a lot of club bangers. And so because I'm like really political, I'd be making, some of the shit political. Like sometimes I'll be dropping some little one-liners and some songs that I'd be trying to make poppy and stuff like that. But, I'll make like straight up political tracks. So I made this one track. I'm hoping to get ready to be my first single next month. It is called Hail to the Chief, and it is a beautiful little protest track that when played over loudspeakers is a marching anthem. And I think that the people, once I get the good polish on that, I think that the people will really enjoy that one this summer. This new track that Dr. Greg is about to play for y'all, I literally just made this today. I was sitting on my motherfucking porch and I was just inspired, like, especially because I saw like the RFK hearing and stuff like that. And I saw like just so much craziness going on all the time with, not only our government, but the billionaires who fund and run our government. Just the fact that we're all out here begging for crumbs and whatnot. It's those types of things that I find new fire in life again. And I really enjoy channeling that through my music and just making club bangers that like, because these DJs are leftists and shit too. So like once they start hearing this shit and it's really banging in the club, like they're gonna play it. So I really feel like this shit could get some traction.
The like electronic music was so counterculture for the longest time. Like I started listening to house music and techno, in Detroit and Chicago and stuff. It's like it wasn't the main. It's not like it wasn't like the main thing that people, club to and stuff. It's like underground at that time, which is just it's very counterculture. It wasn't until like late 2000s, early 2010s that it really kind of like grew in popularity to where now it's like
with Guetta and Tiesto and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So it's crazy. It's crazy. That's like history, but you know what I mean? Like living through something. Yeah, exactly. Disco. Yeah, exactly. Chicago House is basically taking disco tracks and then cutting them up and then putting like some new drums and stuff onto them. So yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Detroit techno is like a little bit different, a little bit just, it has a different sound. But like really what got popular was like Chicago house music. And then like obviously French house music with Daft Punk kind of like globalizing the entire thing. But yeah, let's see if this
my friend told me my little disco track sounded like Daft Punk.
Nice, man. Yeah, dude, you're into like a lot of different genres, which is really fun.
Yeah, it is. That's what makes making music so fun. Cause like, even though I'm making like everything's like a house track, I'm just varying it with whatever I'm feeling at the moment. And I listen to all types of music. So it's like, whatever's in the moment.
Yeah. Let's see if my it should be all hooked up.
Watch me.
Okay. It is sick. Are you ready?
All right.
Let's do this.
Ready, dude. I'm so excited right now.
Bump this,
40,
guys.
40 people. Let's go. I'm fucking so excited.
Here we go.
Right now.
Bump this, guys.
Watch me.
Oh, this new track I just made today called Watch Me.
Oh wait, actually, sorry. Well, I think the compression's on it. Sorry. There. Sorry. There we go. Sorry, the compressor was messing with it.
Telling me I can't shit. Watch me. All I do is drop these from my motherfucking porch, and now we jamming on a mega yacht we didn't pay for. Couldn't get this with my credit score. We don't need those anymore. Could've paid us enough to make a living on that mission. Outer W. And the W stands for win, cause that's all we motherfucking do, baby. Telling me I can't shit, watch me. All I do is drop these from my motherfucking porch, and now we jamming on a mega yacht we def didn't pay for. Couldn't get this with my credit score. We don't need those anymore. Hot summer, hot winter, hot planet. Fuck it, now we jamming. Banging in the club with the loudspeak. Straight to DVD. You know me, MTC, Dollar T. W.
Dude, I love it. That was so good, man. That was good, dude. MTC, I loved it, dude. That was awesome. Dude, that was awesome. That was my favorite song that you sent me so far out of the three, for sure.
Really? You like that?
Dude, that
Literally
one
just
was
made
good.
that
The
shit
synth
today.
line was really good. The vocals were great, man. Your like the stabs and stuff, like keeping the beat with them, it was amazing. And then your the W thing was hilarious. That was great. That was awesome. I loved that. That was so good.
Doesn't it just give it like that extra level of care? Like it makes it
Yeah.
3D.
Did you auto tune it a little bit too?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I could hear it. It's good. It wasn't overdone, but like, because then it hit with the synth. Like, it was great, dude. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, because I tried to hit that synth, like, because I tried to use my voice as a synth because I can't really like sing. I mean, I guess if I start practicing, I can, but yeah. So I just try to use that bitch as a synth.
Dude, that was sick. I like that. That was my favorite one. I liked it.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'll send you. You want to hear another one?
Sure. I mean, whatever you want to listen
It's
to,
fucking
dude.
Friday night, bro. It's Friday night. All right. So everything, I'm gonna send you one. I just made, what's today? Friday. I just made this shit Tuesday. I just made this Tuesday, again, sitting on my porch. I even recorded the vocals just on my fucking iPhone because the vocals is really simple. And so like right before, let me send it and then I'll tell the story. Hold on.
Okay, sick, dude. I love it. Yeah, dude. MTC's got a whole album coming out, guys. It's really cool. I love it. I think it's just cool, man. I think the other ones sound completely different. I'm not going to spoil anything, but they're all like really interesting, like genuinely. The second one was like, I haven't heard a song like that in 15 years. There's a really different direction that you would expect. That was really fun. It was really fun. Yeah, it's all electronic music, Manalo.
All right. So I sent you another one.
Okay,
So this
cool.
one is a certified club banger. All right. The story behind this one is
Nice.
I was sitting on my porch and I threw together the beat, and my fucking neighbor was across the street. Is this old man? He's fucking around in his garden and like cleaning up a little bit. And I think I might have actually been aggravating him making the music. And so I don't know why, but I came up with the vocal. That had nothing to do with him, but I just came up with the beat and the vocal, and then I was like, all right, and I went and threw together a little song, and
Nice, dude.
it turned out to be freaking an absolute banger. And this probably is the heaviest track that I've made so far.
Oh, dang. Oh, shit. Okay.
The heaviest track that's done. It's the heaviest track that's done, and then I have another one that is because I made it the same day that night, and
Nice.
that one's like super fucking heavy.
Okay.
But,
dang.
I have to finish the vocals on that one. I might finish the vocals on that one tonight.
Okay. Here, do you want to drop down so you can hear it? I guess I don't know why it's not going through your speakers.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, we'll drop you down. Okay, here we go, guys. This is MTC, his second out. The guys, this is world premiere stuff. Okay, this is literally world premiere stuff. So when he gets into the box, we gotta gift him and stuff. This is huge. This is really cool. He's sharing this with us. I really appreciate him. Okay, guys, here we go. World premiere. Ooh, here we go.
Ooh. Ooh. I'm like, ooh, I like the way you move, like the way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, you're really smooth. The way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, I like the way you move, like the way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, you're really smooth. The way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. Ooh. Ooh. You're really smooth. You're really smooth. I'm like, ooh, I like the way you move, like the way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, you're really smooth. The way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, I like the way you move, like the way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, you're really smooth. The way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, I like the way you move, like the way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, you're really smooth. The way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, I like the way you move, like the way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, you're really smooth. The way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, I like the way you move, like the way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, you're really smooth. The way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, I like the way you move, like the way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me. I'm like, ooh, you're really smooth. The way you touch me, way you lick me, way you fuck me, way you love me.
This is world premiere. Nice MTC. I love it. Dude, that was really good. I was doing this. I think, dude, I love the little shuffle beat on there. It really drives the whole track. It's really good. I like it especially with the vocal. It's really good. I think for the kick though, it's too subby and it's not coming through. I was I had to really
It might.
push.
Or your headphones, because I have the Beats, and so I can hear them on my Beats, so it might be that I don't know which type of headphones you're using, but that's actually really good feedback because I need to make sure that it's good on all headphones.
Yeah. Are you trying to play them in the car?
Yeah, so I play on the car.
Nice.
I have my studio monitors. I check the phone speakers. I check the computer speakers.
Nice.
And I have a club PA system. So I base everything on if it's fucking banging on if it's banging and clean on the club PA.
Nice.
I can usually get it to everything.
Gotcha.
And that one absolutely shakes the house.
Yeah. It's big. It's a big kick, but I wasn't getting it at all. Maybe I don't know. I don't have the compressor on. Yeah, and you have the full wave file, so it should have come through. these are like cheap $5 earbuds that I like use for this, but then I have like my in-ear ones that when I'm doing my show. So like these are just like the cheap ones. So
Oh well, that might be why they might not have enough bass, bro.
yeah, exactly. So yeah. But that's cool, dude. Thank you for sharing, man. That's really cool. I love that
Hey,
you do.
thank you for playing it, bro.
Of
I
course,
really
dude.
appreciate you playing it for the team, you
Oh,
know,
of
and I
course,
appreciate
man.
everybody that, you know, enjoyed the music. I appreciate y'all sticking through.
What are you using to make it?
Logic. So at first I started
Nice.
in
Dang, dude.
GarageBand.
Okay.
Yeah, all of that's like stock plugins and shit, you know.
Oh yeah. That's people get way too into plugins. I feel like that's like you don't.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
Some of them do have very good uses,
Mhm.
but I feel like you should know how to do everything and then you go to that. I feel like a
Sure.
lot of people think that they go to that first and it makes things sound good. And it's like, no, you need to know how to get what you need first. And then you
Yeah.
can use those things to amplify.
Yeah, dude. All the like, I was listening to like Fred again, like talking about it, and he like uses a bunch of the default like stuff too, and like Skrillex does the same thing. It's like the
Yeah.
default Ableton like plugins is
That's what
perfectly fine.
inspired me. 'Cause at first, so like my first like 4 or 5 songs I
Mhm.
made on GarageBand because I was like, you know, they were like they sounded really good. And I was like, look, man, like, because I was talking to my friend, I was like, it just feels magical, the fact that I'm just doing this on GarageBand and this is
Yeah.
sounding like this quality.
Mhm.
It's like I went to the pawn shop and bought a shitty guitar and I'm going shred, you know, like on the main stage. Like it's something about it, you know?
And then you went to get Logic though, bro. Did you spend a penny on that one, man? That's nice.
It was only like a couple hundred.
Yeah, but still, I mean, dude, that's
yeah,
a lot
because
of
what had
money. That's a lot
happened
of money.
was, I mean, you know, in this economy, you're right. But
that's
did
nice,
save
dude. I
up.
mean, Logic is the best thing on Mac. I mean, that's nice. That's a really nice thing.
Yeah, for sure. What happened was is I was trying to produce a track. So I had made some other ones with my vocals and whatnot, but like the sound that I could get from my vocals was just very limited. And
Mhm.
I knew, and the track was kind of like the tracks were kind of muddy because I couldn't like sidechain and stuff like that in GarageBand. And so I knew like how to do all these things, but I didn't, you know, so then I got Logic and I was like, all right, well now I can
Nice, dude.
just set everything up.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, I could even
I used to get
if you want, bro.
I used to have well, I used to have Ableton. So I'd have like
Yeah.
the APC thing, and then like make my stems, like record my stems in, and then kind of like mix them together. It was pretty fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude, those things are
Yeah,
pretty sick.
I'm about to get an MPC. One of my
Nice.
friends, I was about to buy like the new little one that came out,
Mhm.
which honestly I'm not gonna lie, I probably am. But my friend, he said he has one he doesn't use, so I'm gonna get it from him for like $50, and then I'm gonna like learn how to use it, and then I'm probably gonna buy a new
Nice, dude. Dude,
the way that
that's sick. That's sick, dude. Dude, those things are so cool, especially the little beat pads and stuff, like the nice ones. You can like do some cool drum programming with that.
yeah, and making house music is actually like super simple, you know? So like just the fact that I can kind of get in there, because like using the sequencer and like doing it on the computer is just clunky.
Yeah.
And like I'm not good with the keyboard because like I don't know how to play any instruments, but I do know how to tap and like I understand where to put things in a beat if I can tap it. So like
hell yeah.
I just don't like the fucking keyboard.
Yeah, dude, there's so many cool ways of electronic music is like infinite in like how you have your setup like can be completely customized to you, and it's like it is a instrument in and of itself, you know, and especially if you can kind of like get away from like working with the DAW, you know, and you can kind of just like use and create on that instrument. That's, oh man, it's a game changer. It's really fun.
Well, that's what once you make the songs, like, you know, it's easy to just export, you know, to the thing. So like I can live play my songs like and whatnot.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Not only that, but then you can like repiece together your songs. You can mix songs and stuff like that in real time. But that's kind of like my goal here. Like that's kind of why I stepped away from the video making and stuff for a little bit to put a lot of time and energy into the music production, is because I can see that with especially the large influx of followers I got from the beginning of this year, um, anything really that I can plug into that's like a decent quality product, I should be able to get, some sort of return. And
Yeah.
so when you look at like everyone's got merch, so I'm not trying to do merch. It needs to be free, like because the whole gimmick of the propaganda factory is whatever I'm giving to you is free, and we're
Yeah.
using it for the people. And so I felt like, okay, I know how to like make music. I just haven't been doing it. So I need to do that. I need to do that for the people. And like, then it's like, then we can have events because that's my fucking dream. At
Uh-huh.
first, I wanted to have like political events and I like DJ them. But
Yeah.
now it's like, not only can we DJ, but like we can perform it. Like we can have it can be a whole thing. Like
Yeah, dude.
we'll do politics in a way that like has never been done before. And I mean, I
Hell
think
yeah.
it's going to be big. I think we're going to go all the way.
Dude, I mean, we're gonna try to have the so we're this week we're actually submitting the paperwork to create the 501c3. So we have all the paperwork done finally, and we're gonna be submitting that. So that's gonna be like 3 to 6 months. So I think hopefully we get approved. So yeah, dude, it'll be cool. I think I really want to do a like in-person event this year. That's like my goal somehow. Like in the next.
If you set up an in-person event, not only will I help promote it, but I will want to go.
Dude,
like,
that'd be so cool, man.
I'm trying to set up an event in New York, and I'm trying to set up one in Chicago. I'm hoping the one in New York can come through with East Coast's notes because he's already getting like band play. So like I can, and I got New York and Chicago, I have the most followers. I have like 12,000 followers in New York and like 11,000 or something in Chicago.
Nice,
so,
dude. That's amazing.
I would even
coast
spend
to coast,
money
baby.
like on targeted ads. Yeah, low key. And the podcast has been getting hella play in Vietnam, which I have no idea.
Hell yeah.
Why.
All right.
Freaking Ho Chi Minh City, they loving the podcast right
now. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
I guess because it's freaking saying that leftist shit, but
yeah.
And so, once I come back like from the music thing and I'm like making the videos and stuff, like it's all gonna go together because like now I have all this music to plug in. I made like just in the last month from March till now, I wrote like 25 songs. I wrote 2 songs today. So the song that you just heard, I wrote that shit. I wrote that shit this afternoon.
Nice,
like
man.
before I went go get dinner. So before I went go pick the kids up. So I woke up and I was chilling. I was like, all right, time to make some music. And I wrote that song. I wrote that whole song in one shot. And then I recorded it. And then I went go pick the kids up. And then I came back and produced the whole thing.
Nice, dude.
And then I was just sitting on the bench earlier and I wrote a whole nother song that fucking is low key like so smooth. Like, I can't wait to fucking. I recorded it too. So I just have to like go and throw it together.
Nice,
and
dude.
I'm about to make like a little 10-piece of like 2-minute songs and kind of get that ready to ship out. So I'm about to kind of low key like have 2 albums worth of music like ready to ship out. And then
nice, dude.
I'm gonna have to figure out like how to do that.
Hell yeah. Dude, I love it, man. Keep me
and then, like with all the influencers, like because meeting everybody and whatnot, and everybody fucks with me and stuff, and like just I'm so excited for all the new people we'll meet, and just because it's all gonna go together. Like I know that like other people be making like political music and whatnot, but like I don't know, like I just feel like this is different because it's not like I'm starting from scratch. Like I'm starting from a position of strength, like with a very large platform that I'm plugging something into.
Yeah, dude, exactly. So you're creating something that's outside of the stream that's like connecting people together.
Yeah, and
in person and outside of you watching you.
Right. And I mean, you've heard, I guess, like 4 songs now, and you see that every single one of them is highly unique. Like, highly unique.
100%, I would agree with that.
In such very interesting ways. at the core they're all the same, but they're just so different.
I mean, it's electronica, but it's like it's completely different genres.
Yeah.
I still like the second one, that direction that you went, that unique
Country
one.
kind of one.
Okay, I didn't tell him. I didn't tell you. You broke that. Yeah.
Like, yeah, so I wrote a country song, you know.
It's sick, dude. I like it. It's really cool. It reminds me of Avicii's album, like that. And that was a very controversial album when he came out. It was crazy, dude, because he did like progressive house up until that moment, and then he comes up with this like country vocal like music that I was like, what's going on? And I was so mad at the time because I was like steeped into like rave culture at that point, and I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. Like, oh. And then that's the album that is top selling album, dude, because it just like it spans different, you know, generations and genres.
That's what I am going to try to do with my first album. I'm going to try to make it, I want to make it something you've never heard before, but also have a couple of songs on there that the second you hear it, it's like you've never heard anything like this, but you've heard it a million times, you know? And I feel like that country song is going to be one of them. And I feel like the little disco song that I wrote is going to be one of those songs that are just so nostalgic. They're new, but they're nostalgic. Yeah, for the country song, I'm trying to find another vocalist. Yeah, it's to the point where I'm kind of like making the demos and sending them to people like send me vocals and let me produce this.
Oh yeah.
Because like I said, I want to do the people's record label.
Dude, I'm like, I love disco, man. Like disco house is like probably one of my favorite genres, and it's.
You know what? Fuck it, I'm sending it to you.
Oh, no, we go listen to something. Do you want to listen to it again? Another one? I'm down. Okay.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna send you the disco track I made.
Oh, dude, I love it. Because I think it's like, I mean, not only is this house music from that, but then, you know, just making that, it's such a beautiful, fun genre. And look at like Dua Lipa coming up with like Levitating and stuff, like that whole album, like so fun, and like my kids love it. You know, it's a really cool genre. It's fun, man. And I'm a disco freak. Okay. Yes, Michelle, that was cool. I loved it. I love that guy's live.
All right, I sent that to you.
Oh shit!
If you can too, Dr. Greg.
What's up?
If you can send me the cut sometime tomorrow of when I popped on here, because I'll just drop this as a podcast episode. I've been like so lazy with putting out.
Oh, okay.
Like,
it's
dude. Almost disrespectful.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Almost disrespectful, especially because like people subscribe to me, but it's like, look, I'm making the music, so like I'm doing something. You know, I got to show these people I'm doing something though.
I think you're being true to you, man, and that's all people want. You know, and you're authentic, and you know, so
yeah.
It's all good.
That's with the music. I feel like I'm in a really good spot right now because I'm just having so much fun, and like it's just so fun to make. And like I'm getting these ideas like every day, multiple times a day, and it's like it's not supposed to be this easy, but it's just so fun. It's so fun.
Oh, exciting. All right, cool. It's sending. Let's see. Nice, dude. I'm happy that you're loving it. That's cool, dude. Music is I'm very jealous of you. Like I was never able to like share my music with like other people. And I made it, I was so self-conscious. So I love that I really respect it, man. I love it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I see music as just another form of content. You know, it's just the same as opening up my camera and saying some bullshit and pressing send, you know, and all right, next video, like next song, like I don't know, like everything just fucking
that's a good point.
Dump you and everything in life. So
that's a good point.
Put the music out, like
because
like y'all want to judge me, like
I was always like I didn't want to exactly be judged or whatever for my music, but here I am. We're talking over the internet on stream. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah,
you know?
bro, drop that shit. Put that shit out, bro.
No, it's funny.
Up on the track.
I don't have. I have your thing right here, but I have man, I made one song that was like I was actually really proud of for it was an EDM production class that I took at undergrad, and like our final was to like make a whole track, and I did it, and it was with like my roommates at the time. And it was so cool, dude. Just every night we would get elevated and just like hang around with like a garage band, and just like all like 3 or 4 of us just kind of like all like make like tracks together. It was really fun. It was like every night just like doing something. And
yeah, and they didn't have no splice back then, so you didn't have all them samples to go pull from. Like
there was like the presets, you know, that were like loaded
so all
in there.
the loops, all the loops.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what's crazy, dude, is that we found like in like Thievery Corporation, which is like one of a big artist. You know, some of those default freaking loops, man. Like you found them, like they're in there. People use and share like parts of electronic music and put it into other people's songs. And so I think it's one of the coolest culture aspects of electronica is that.
Yeah, I mean the fact that they just use the default settings. Like I mean, pretty much every default synth in Logic has been used in a song. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hop down.
Okay,
I'm gonna
cool.
listen to the track, and then I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my night. You enjoy the rest of yours, Dr. Greg. Thank you so much for letting me share my music with the world.
Dude, of course, man.
I can't wait for y'all.
Dude, I would love to play it for like my intro or in the show for this. So for sure, man.
What? Which one?
I don't know. We'll see. Whatever one you want, dude. Whatever you want.
I'll make you a freaking intro. I'll try to come up with something.
Okay. Yeah, I needed. I tried to download some like copyright free, and it didn't work, man. And I actually got a copyright thing on my like. I didn't. Not a strike or anything, but I was like, what? I got to get a song. A theme song.
I'll make you one, but I need to figure out how to get my royalties from that shit.
There you go.
I don't know. Maybe I'll do it for the people. We'll see. I might do it for the people. We'll see. We'll see. If it's for the people, I'll see what I can do. But y'all have a good night. I appreciate it.
Thanks, bro. All right, have a good one. All right, here we go, guys. The world premiere MTC. We were listening to Watch Me before. Ooh, second song. Third song, guys. This is he hasn't played this for anyone else, and he's played with us. How cool is that? MTC is such a cool person, man. Okay, 3, 2.
Do you hear that beat? Oh shit! Hold up. Let me pop another quarter in this thing.
That's so good. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. Dude, what a banger.
Pass that shit. You feel that right in your soul.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That little guitar. It's so good.
Do you hear that beat? I think it's time to groove. Just a little bit of me and a little bit of you.
Dude, that little synth. That's so good.
We going all night.
Just driving that song. It's so good.
Cause something about you got me feeling oh so right. Cause something about you got me feeling oh so right.
Dude, that's a banger, dude. That's a banger. That's actually like legitimately, that's a banger, dude. That's like, I don't know what to tell you. That's so good. It was really fun. That was really fun. Like, you didn't put too many elements in there. You know, you didn't overload the track. That little pad to like that drove like the little synth pad. Great addition. Guitar, good rhythm pattern. You know, making it funky, making it groovy. Bass was good. Like your vocals were awesome. Oh yeah, I can. That dude, it sounds great. Genuinely, sounds so good. I loved it. I like the lyrics and the vocals make it fun, and it's like it's just a fun element to it that, you know what I mean, that's bringing it. I love it. It's different. It's not like you're not taking it too seriously, I think. You know what I mean? It's like a fun aspect of it where you know that you're like listening to the song and you're like, oh, this is supposed to be fun. You know what I mean? It's got a really good beat. Exactly. You could totally dance to that one for sure. And it's like really remixable too. You could put like other drums on that really easily and to like remix, and it would be good for DJs. They would like it. That was cool. Dude, how awesome. We had world premiere music. You guys, world premiere. That's awesome, dude. I love it. Nice, dude. I loved it. That was my favorite one. That was by far my favorite one. I grew up playing the violin, and then I played the trumpet, and I played the keyboard. Yeah, it's like my keyboard, like violin, trumpet. I played in school, and then I did like honors orchestra back in when I was a kid. And then I was a second chair in the trumpet section for my middle school band. I know, right? World premiere on the world famous. Exactly, Deanne. Exactly. And then I like piano because it's just like a fun way to really like visualize the music, you know, that I'd never seen before, you know, and I can't really visualize the fretboard of a guitar. It doesn't like make sense to me, like in my brain, but like looking at a piano, like just it all makes sense to me, you know? So, and it's just fun to play. So that's like, yeah, probably piano is probably my favorite. Although I wish I knew how to play guitar. That's something that I want to try to like learn at some point. I like the chords and stuff are hard, you know, you just have to memorize them, you know, but like what's actually happening and how they're all connected, it's kind of, I don't know how to do it in my brain. But my little one, my oldest, wants to learn guitar, so I really want to do it for him. We have the piano set up, and I show them how to play like little songs and stuff, and little songs. But yeah, the kids like play the piano, and they'll, you know. And then we wanted to do. My number one wants to play the guitar. My number two wants to play the drums. So we're really getting the band together. I would love to. I would love to have a drum set for the kids. That'd be so fun. Yeah. I would love a family band. Like, dude, it's so much fun. We used to do that in that same house that we used to make electronic music together. They actually had like guitars and stuff, and we used to play, and they had a drum set, and it was so fun. I had never played the drums before, but just like sitting on them, like it was just, I could just like jam a little bit, you know, and it's, oh my God, it was so fun. It was so fun. Jamming like with other humans is a crazy cool feeling. It feels really good. Ukulele, that's awesome, DN. Nice. I'm a good listener. Electronic music is really fun to make too. But I also was really thinking about getting into DJing. Like honestly, that was what I've been really contemplating about. Just because it's like it'd be fun to just play music, you know, and be able to DJ like house parties that like we have and stuff like that. So it'd be cool just to have it and like even pre-record one, you know, just pre-record a mix or something. It'd be fun to do. So that's what I've been thinking about. I don't know. I'm like always changing my hobbies, and I'm not really good at really anything, but I do like a lot of different things, and I do them like a little bit. That's just kind of my thing in my life. Chaz is a great DJ. He'll make 3 songs. Nice. It's difficult. It's really, really impressive when, especially like the 4-deck Pioneers that everyone uses. It's like if someone's like mixing them all in, you're like, dang, it's so sick to actually look and watch. I'm so frustrated right now. It's so funny. Like there's that whole thing with, he played 14 hours. Wow. Dang. That is some New York style partying. Like you just go all night. I don't know how people don't just fall asleep, man. He danced all night. Nice. It's impressive. That's impressive. Oh, speaking of which, I think I'm going to take off, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for doing the panel with us. That was really cool. Thanks for everyone listening and watching. And tomorrow we'll do like the full show. And when the music's good, you go all night. Yeah. Amongst other things. Is MTC still here? Do you think we could play the funk song one more time? Do you think it would be okay? Let's see. Dude, yeah, I think MTC STW is his name, and then he does the streams. Yeah, for sure. You could just share it. Play it. Okay. All right. Let's see it. Let's hear it one more time. MTC STW, Little Funk. Here we go. We'll put it. We'll put this on here. We'll put it. You should source. Hi, what's up? Oh, Raging Tomato. What's up, Sarah? How are you? What's up? How's it going? Nice to see you. We one of my online friends, one of my best friends, is releasing music, and we're just world premiering some of his music. Pretty cool. Okay, cool. I'm excited to hear about it. All right, here we go, guys. Playing MTCSTW. Here we go. Little Funk.
Do you hear that beat? Oh shit, hold up. Let me pop another quarter in this thing.
Yeah, he is. Something about you got me feeling oh so right. So good. Dude, love that song. That's so cool, man. World premiere of Little Funk MTCSTW. Memes that can save the world, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great follow. Great guy. Really appreciate him sharing that. That was really cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is the end of the stream for tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you so much. It is so funky, isn't it? Thank you so much to the top gifters, DN, Helen, Miss Cake, NB, Michelle, Monolo, Raging Tomatoes, Vodka. Thank you guys. I will F on DN. See you, Sarah. Nice to see you. That's so cool. Thank you for popping in. All right. I will I'll talk to you guys, see you guys tomorrow. We'll do the show, the science show tomorrow. Try to see if we can get any debaters. And we'll go from there. All right, guys. See ya. Have a good night. Be nice to someone. Bye. YouTube. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.